Chapter 1722. Fellow Taoists, I'm an independent cultivator, enlightened Master Ludi. Now that I've stepped into the Buddhist Light 7 changes, I'm very interested in this map of Violet Cloud Valley, and I'll obtain it at all costs. I hope that fellow Taoists can take a step back. Seeing that the Violet Cloud Valley's map had already been sold for 3 million spirit stones, a powerful roar came from the crowd. It seemed that this person called Ludi wanted to use his strength to scare away some competitors. This method was very effective. A large number of cultivators suddenly fell silent. However, there were still quite a number of them who were shouting out their bids. Clearly, a rogue cultivator at the 7 transformations of Buddha light was nothing in the pear continent. Ha! A mere wandering cultivator of the 7 transformations Buddha radiance actually dared to spout such arrogant words. Did he really think that he was someone important? Our 5-star sect, the 100 Intentions sect, is interested in this map. I advise you to stand aside if you know what's good for you. The man who had taken a picture of the 6 bottles of golden pills at the beginning of the convention began to shout. The reputation of the 100 Intentions sect was clearly much greater than that of the loose cultivator Ludi. Another large group of people quietened down, and even Ludi fell silent. How arrogant of the Bai sect. You just said that the auction will be fair and open, and now you want to use your power to suppress us. Our Pear Continent's Gu clan is not afraid of you. The man who jumped out was Gu Ingjie from the Gu family. He had wanted to bid for the 6 bottles of golden elixirs, but they were snatched away by the Bai sect. It was obvious that he was going against the Bai sect. A few more sects and clans jumped out one after another to fight for it. Almost all of them were famous forces in the Pear Continent. However, these people only cursed at each other and no one increased the bid. It seemed like the price of 3 million was already too high for them. After all, they still didn't know if that map of Violet Cloud Valley was real or fake, 5 million upper spiritual stones. However, at this moment, a loud shout rang out, instantly silencing the noisy venue. More than 10,000 pairs of eyes turned towards the direction of the voice. There stood 5 men wearing the same uniform. It turned out they were Red Flower Hall's people. By Sean, you old fart, you're clearly going against our 100 sect, aren't you? Humph. A trifling Red Flower Hall also dares to cause trouble. I think they don't want to continue mingling in Pear Continent. A map that we don't even know is real or fake is asking for 5 million. The people of Red Flower Hall must have water in their brains. The person who shouted just now was by Sean. He wasn't originally at the venue, but hurried over after receiving a disciple's flying sword message saying that a map of Violet Cloud Valley had appeared in the auction. The Red Flower Hall might not be as powerful as the other 5-star sects and clans in Pear Continent, but their funds were definitely the most abundant. For this kind of auction, they would never fail. Ha! Fellow Taoists must have misunderstood me. Our Red Flower Hall absolutely has no intention of provoking everyone. Moreover, today's auction is originally for the highest bidder, and the Red Flower Hall is very interested in Violet Cloud Valley's map. Me coming here to bid is not violating the rules of the auction, right? Bai Shan spoke clearly and logically. She even glanced at the 5 guests when she was done. The 5 of them felt depressed. They also wanted to bid for the map of Violet Cloud Valley, but the auction house had stipulated that guests were not allowed to bid. Not only were they not allowed to bid, but they also had to speak up for Bai Shan. Red Flower Hall's Bai Shan is right. Every year in the Pear Continent auction, everyone is equal, and the highest bidder wins. From now on, you're only allowed to raise your bid. You're not allowed to say anything else. Otherwise, you'll be disqualified from this auction. The guests pretended to be serious and expressed their attitudes. The rules of the auction had been in place for more than a decade, and they could not be easily violated. Otherwise, who would come to participate in the pair-continent auction in the future? For a moment, the venue was silent. Bai Shan's bid of 5 million spirit stones was already a sky-high price. This was not to say that the map of Violet Cloud Valley was only worth this price, but because they couldn't confirm the authenticity of the map, it was likely they would spend 5 million to buy a piece of scrap paper. If the pair-continent auction house dared to guarantee that the map was authentic, then forget 5 million, even if it was 500 million high-quality spirit stones, there would still be a large number of forces competing. Are there no other cultivators who want to increase the price? This is a map of Violet Cloud Valley. The auction house was very satisfied with the price of 5 million, but the beautiful MC didn't forget to tempt everyone, trying to get a higher price. The audience was silent for a long time. Although some people still wanted to compete, they knew the financial strength of the Red Flower Hall, so they couldn't compete. Also, increasing the price meant offending the Red Flower Hall. It was rumored that this force had a spirit-detecting realm expert. Even the 5-star sects and families of the Pear Continent didn't want to easily provoke them. It seems that there are no other cultivators who want to increase the price. Then congratulations. Before the beautiful MC finished speaking, a calm voice suddenly rang out. 6 million. Everyone was shocked and looked over. The beautiful MC's small mouth was wide open with an expression of disbelief. The one who bid was unexpectedly a young boy who looked no more than 30 years old. No one recognized him, so everyone guessed that he was most likely an unknown rogue cultivator. This caused the crowd to explode. An unknown young rogue cultivator dared to oppose the Red Flower Hall. Wasn't he courting death? Besides, with this boy's identity, could he take out 6 million high-quality spirit stones? It's you. You're still alive. Bai Shan recognized Qin Feng at a glance. When Qin Feng went to the Red Flower Hall to take the Gold Core Master exam, he used Xiao Feng's appearance. Bai Shan revealed an expression as if she had seen a ghost. Logically speaking, Qin Feng shouldn't have gone to Fire City and should have been killed by the various forces gathered by the Red Flower Hall. How could he appear at the Pear Continent auction house? Old fart, are you surprised to see me? You guessed right, your 2 junior brothers are already dead. The reason why Qin Feng suddenly bid was because he saw that Bai Shan was deliberately angering him. This time, Qin Feng came to Pear Continent to destroy the Red Flower Hall, so he was not afraid of his identity being exposed. Bai Shan's old face immediately turned gloomy, and a dense killing intent burst out from his body, scaring the cultivators around him into retreating. Good boy, your lowly life is really tough. This old man wants to see if you can live past today. Bai Shan suddenly slapped out a palm, and a gust of wind blew through most of the auction house. The lower realm cultivators were directly sent flying high into the sky, and even the early-stage Buddha Light realm cultivators were pressured to the point that they couldn't breathe. Qin Feng's expression instantly became serious. He realized that he was still a bit impulsive. This Bai Shan's realm was much higher than Bai Lin and Bai Hua's. Under the power of this palm, Qin Feng didn't even have a chance to dodge. Moreover, he couldn't use the 100-mile race sniper here. That kind of powerful attack power would definitely shock the audience. At that time, the 100-mile race sniper would be coveted by a powerful expert, and his little life would be at the end. Audacious Bai Shan, you dare to disturb the order of the auction house. Stand down. Chapter 1723. A strong aura quickly filled the entire venue. Although the aura was strong, it was gentle like a thin stream. Bai Shan immediately withdrew his aura. He was scared out of his wits. In front of a spirit-detecting realm expert, he felt like an ant. If it wasn't for Hai Yuanba showing mercy, he would have already died. Thank you for Senior Hai's forgiveness. This junior was reckless. Bai Shan immediately cupped his hands and apologized. Thinking of his previous actions, he felt a burst of fear. This was the per-continent auction, how could he fight? Humph. If it wasn't for you being one of the bidders, you would already be a corpse. Either bid obediently or get the hell out of here. Hai Yuanba reprimanded and returned to the guest seats in the blink of an eye. His body emitted a dignified aura that shocked the cultivators in the venue into silence. Bai Shan was so angry that he secretly gritted his teeth. He, the Grand Red Flower Hall's great elder, had lost all face today. Bai Shan glared fiercely at Qin Feng. She placed all of the humiliation on Qin Feng's head. Brat, let's see how long you can last competing with our Red Flower Hall's wealth. Bai Shan spoke ruthlessly and shouted, 5 million. Qin Feng didn't even blink and calmly raised the price, 5 million, 8 million. 9 million. 5 million. In less than a minute, the price of Violet Cloud Valley's map soared from 6 million to almost 10 million spirit stones. This battle left the cultivators dumbstruck. Facing this price, Qin Feng didn't back down. He even laughed at Bai Shan. Haha. Old fart, you're still the Red Flower Hall's great elder. How can you raise it by 500,000? You're too embarrassing. Bai Shan was so angry that he almost attacked again. You ignorant ant, pay attention to your words. I advise you to stop now, or else Red Flower Hall won't forgive you. Qin Feng curled his lips and had an indifferent attitude. You speak as if you'll forgive me if I withdraw now. You, what you? I clearly want to cheat you, what can you do? 12 million. When it came to bickering, Qin Feng had never met a worthy opponent ever since he came to the Divine Continent. It didn't matter if the opponent was at the Immortal Chi stage or the Buddha Light stage, he could make the opponent vomit blood in a matter of minutes. Bai Shan was so angry that her body was trembling. This feeling was extremely sullen. She clearly knew that the other party was deliberately setting a trap for her, but she had no choice but to jump into it. What a reckless little grandson. Grandpa will play with you until the end. Bai Shan was completely infuriated. He roared, 15 million upper-grade spirit stones. Voila! The crowd was in an uproar, and their voices were like waves in the sea. A map whose authenticity could not be determined was auctioned for 15 million high-grade spirit stones. Were these two fellows out of their minds? Red Flower Hall is indeed rich. A great elder can casually take out 15 million. Do you think that young man will increase the price? I bet he won't dare to raise it. The odds are 1-5. Hurry up and place your bets. After calling out the price, Bai Shan arrogantly glared at Qin Feng. However, the smile on her face suddenly froze. She heard Qin Feng shout, 20 million. The waves of screams surged again. Bai Shan's vision darkened, and she almost fainted from anger. Why you brat, you have 20 million high-grade spirit stones. Are you purposely bickering with me, haha? You're finished. If I don't raise the price, let's see how you pay the 20 million spirit stones. If you can't pay it, according to the auction house's rules, I will get the map. Bai Shan looked as if she had suddenly woken up, and a playful smile reappeared on her face. However, Qin Feng looked at her as if she was an idiot and said, your imagination is really big. Isn't it just 20 million spirit stones? Do you think it's a lot? That's the map of Purple Cloud Valley, one of the northern sand continent's 8 great holy places. Do you think it's not worth 20 million? Bai Shan's smile disappeared again. She angrily shouted, but we don't know if that map is real or fake. Maybe you spent 20 million on a piece of scrap paper. Ha! You're really naive. Do you think that with Pear State Auction House's methods, the map they got is fake? If it's real, who would believe Pear State Auction House after it gets out? Even if that map isn't the real map of Purple Cloud Valley's Holy Land entrance, it's still a map of the surrounding area. If you can find the surrounding area of Purple Cloud Valley, are you afraid that you won't be able to find the entrance? Why am I talking so much nonsense to an old fart like you? Hurry up and withdraw. Let me spend 20 million to buy a piece of scrap paper. I can't wait for that result. Qin Feng said a lot in one breath. Actually, he was a bit embarrassed. Now that he only had a little over 10 million high-grade spirit stones left, he really couldn't afford that map. As long as Baishan added another 100,000 spirit stones, Qin Feng would immediately withdraw. Moreover, Qin Feng realized that he didn't need to bid at all. It was fine as long as the map fell into Baishan's hands. He came to Pear State this time to destroy Red Flower Hole. At that time, the map would still return to his hands, 25 million. After hesitating for a moment, Baishan suddenly raised the price and added 5 million spirit stones in one go. Then, she glared at Qin Feng and shouted, "Stinking brat, I'll say it here today. No matter how much you raise, I'll accompany you to the end." Qin Feng was inwardly happy. He sighed and said, "AI. Forget it, since an idiot like you is determined to get it, then I'll let you have it. In any case, it's just a fake map. If you like it, take it." The corner of Baishan's mouth fiercely twitched. "Humph. You're saying the grapes are sour because you can't eat them. Just now, you called out a price of 20 million spirit stones to bid for the map. Now that you can't compare to this old man's wealth, you say such self-deceiving words. What's more, even if that map isn't the map of Purple Cloud Valley's entrance, it's still a map of the surrounding environment. 25 million is definitely worth the price." Baishan repeated Qin Feng's original words. Her goal was to publicly slap his face. However, she saw Qin Feng's face full of smiles. "I don't understand. With your 3-year-old IQ, how did you get the position of Red Flower Hall's Great Elder? Or is it that your entire Red Flower Hall has such a low IQ? Do you think that if the senior who drew that map didn't discover Purple Cloud Valley, how would he know that the location on the map is the surrounding area of Purple Cloud Valley? If he discovered Purple Cloud Valley, why would he waste his energy to draw a map of the surrounding area? Therefore, this map is either the location of the entrance to Purple Cloud Valley's territory, or it's a fake map. According to my analysis, the possibility of a fake map is higher. Congratulations, senior idiot. You spent 25 million spirit stones on a piece of scrap paper. Why, you're the idiot. I'm called Baishan." Baishan roared angrily, but quickly realized that now wasn't the time to argue about his name. He felt that what Qin Feng said was very reasonable. Could it be that he really bought a fake map? Don't talk nonsense. That map is clearly the authentic path to Purple Cloud Valley's holy territory. Everyone, don't listen to this brat's nonsense. Is there anyone willing to raise the price? This buy will do him a favor at little cost and let him have it. Baishan was so anxious that he was sweating profusely. 25 million was half of the savings he'd accumulated over dozens of years. If he really bought a fake map, he'd definitely die from anger. Chapter 1724. No one was stupid. After listening to Qin Feng's analysis, they felt that the map of Violet Cloud Valley was most likely fake. Moreover, even if someone wanted to bid for it, they couldn't take it out in front of the price of 25 million spirit stones. Fellow Taoists, don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I swear on my reputation as the Red Flower Hall's Great Elder that if anyone raises the price, I will withdraw. Baishan was anxious. He wished he could just pull a random cultivator to give up the map of Purple Cloud Valley, but the more he acted like this, the more those cultivators didn't dare to bid. The beautiful host suddenly woke up. She was shocked by the sky-high price of 25 million. Seeing that Bai Shan seemed to be regretting, she hurriedly said, "Congratulations to Red Flower Hall's great elder Bai Shan for winning the map of Purple Cloud Valley at an extremely low price of 25 million, dang." With a final knock of the hammer, the last item of the auction was successfully sold. Bai Shan gnashed his teeth in anger. That was 25 million, how could it be so low? This woman must be in cahoots with that brat. Although he was full of complaints, Bai Shan still obediently went on stage to pay the spirit stones. Under the deterrence of the 5 guests, he didn't dare to act shamelessly. After the auction ended, the cultivators dispersed. Everyone was still discussing the hot topic of the auction. Surprisingly, the most popular topic of discussion was not the treasures auctioned off. Rather, it was Bai Shan's idiotic act of spending 25 million to buy a fake map. Qin Feng also left with the crowd. There were no materials needed to refine imprisonment in this auction, and there were no white spirit pills or white spirit feathers. However, Qin Feng wasn't disappointed. He didn't expect to get a rank 5 imprisonment formation disc at Pear Continent Auction House. After the crowd left, Qin Feng took a small path and returned to the periphery of the auction house. The originally crowded plaza was only left with the staff of Pear Continent Auction House and a few cultivators who had bid on the items. The reason Qin Feng came back was to follow Bai Shan. Now that all the cultivators thought the map of Purple Cloud Valley was fake, only he knew that the map was half real and half fake. He wanted to snatch the map. However, he didn't see Bai Shan's figure in the plaza. It seemed that old guy was very cautious and disappeared after getting the map. "Brat, let's see where you can run now. Ha! You dared to shout at us at the auction. Today is the day you die." 2 sounds of laughter suddenly came from behind him. In reality, Qin Feng had long since sensed that he was being followed. However, when he discovered who they were, he completely ignored them and intentionally led them to this remote forest. "What should I say about you two? Are you in such a hurry to die?" Qin Feng sneered. He did not seem nervous at all. The newcomers were Wang Xiaoqin and Wang He of the Pear Continent's Wang family. When Qin Feng had snatched the grade 5 formation plate that they had their eyes on, the 2 of them had discussed killing Qin Feng after the auction ended. "Ha! As expected, you are a fellow who doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. You want to kill me and Elder Xiaoqin with just you. I advise you to obediently hand over the level 5 array disc and all the spirit stones and treasures you have on you. If we are in a good mood, we might even leave your corpse intact," Wang He shouted fearlessly. "That's a good idea. Let's do as you say. As long as the 2 of you hand over all your treasures, I'll leave your corpses intact." Qin Feng had already seen through the 2's realms. Wang He was merely a level 6 Saint King, and Wang Xiaoqin had just broken through to level 1 Buddha's aura. Dealing with these 2 little pieces of trash would be a piece of cake for Qin Feng. What a reckless fellow, Wang He was instantly enraged. He swung his fist, but before he could get close to Qin Feng, Wang Xiaoqin's long sword was already pointed at Qin Feng's throat. There was a sudden explosion. Before Wang He could see what was going on, he saw Elder Wang Xiaoqin's body explode, and he was no longer human. You, Wang He retracted his fist in fear. He stood rooted to the ground, trembling all over. He could not even say a complete sentence. That was Elder Wang Xiaoqin who had level 1 Buddha's aura. How could he not even withstand one move from Qin Feng? "You what? Didn't you want to snatch my arrayed disc and spirit stones just now? Hurry up and do it." Qin Feng stood with his hands behind his back. His body exuded a strong aura. Wang He could not see through it at all, but he could feel that Qin Feng's aura was several times stronger than Elder Wang Xiaoqin's. This fact was hard for Wang He to accept. He and Elder Wang had originally come to kill and rob, but in the end, Elder Wang had been killed instead. Secretly glancing at Qin Feng again, Wang He was shocked. This brat looked younger than him, but his cultivation was so terrifying. Young hero, you must be joking. I was just passing by. How could I dare to take young hero's treasures? If young hero has nothing else, I will take my leave first. Wang He turned and ran. Before he could take 2 steps, a strong wind came from behind him, knocking him to the ground. Do you think I'm a fool? Or do you think I'll let you off just by saying a few nice words? Qin Feng's voice was cold. After Wang He fell to the ground, he vomited a few mouthfuls of blood. Realizing that he had underestimated Qin Feng's strength, he hurriedly knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Qin Feng. He begged bitterly, "Young hero, please spare me." It was that old fart Wang Xiaoqin's idea. He insisted on robbing young hero. I even tried to persuade that old fart a few times, but he did not listen to me at all. Qin Feng's lips curled into a cold smile. This Wang He was really good at lying. It was just that his intelligence was a bit lacking. Even a 3-year-old child would not believe the lies he said. As if feeling the sudden killing intent from Qin Feng, Wang He stopped kowtowing. His expression suddenly became ferocious. Brat, I advise you not to be too ruthless. Our pair continent's Wang family is a 4-star family. There are many Buddha Light realm experts in the family. Our Lord family head has even stepped into the late stage of the Buddha Light realm. He is not someone a loose cultivator like you can provoke. Wang He had seen Qin Feng alone twice. Naturally, he thought that Qin Feng was a loose cultivator. Qin Feng originally wanted to kill Wang He with 1 palm strike, but he suddenly dispelled this thought. Now that he had killed Wang Xiaoqin, the pair continent's Wang family naturally would not let him off. Since that was the case, he might as well take advantage of the free time to eliminate this 4-star family to save himself trouble in the future. Bring me to the Wang family now, Qin Feng said. Wang He was stunned. He could not understand Qin Feng's thoughts. Could it be that this brat realized the Wang family's strength and was planning to go to them and admit his guilt? Humph. At least you know what's good for you. However, you killed Elder Wang Xiaoqin. Don't think that you can escape death. Wang He crawled up from the ground, regaining his previous arrogance. Qin Feng found it funny, but he did not say anything else. The Wang family was not far from the auction venue. 20 minutes later, the 2 of them arrived at the gate of a huge city courtyard. Senior brother Wang, who is this person? Why didn't Elder Xiaoqin return with you? It seemed that Wang He's position among the sect disciples was not low. The guards guarding the gate greeted him respectfully. Chapter 1725. Wang He did not say much, afraid that Qin Feng would change his mind and suddenly escape. Don't ask what you shouldn't ask. Are the elders here? Wang He asked. The guards were puzzled. Why did senior brother Wang He suddenly ask about the elders? Other than Elder Wang Xiaoqin who went to the auction this morning, I didn't see the other elders leave the family, a guard said. Wang He immediately heaved a sigh of relief. It was good that all the elders were here. Let's see where Qin Feng could run now. Alright, you guys continue guarding the door. Wang He led Qin Feng into the clan without batting an eyelid. They headed straight for the cultivation area of the elders. Qin Feng naturally saw through Wang He's intentions. However, he remained silent along the way. He had come to the Wang clan to kill the elders and family head. Stay here for a while. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back, Wang He ordered arrogantly. Before he left the room, Qin Feng's voice came from behind him. It's best if you call all the elders of the Wang family here at once. Don't forget to call the patriarch. I'm usually very busy. I don't have the time to waste here. Wang He nearly tripped. He had seen people who liked to brag, but this was the first time he had seen someone as arrogant as Qin Feng. Ha! What arrogance! I'm just afraid you won't escape while I'm gone. Wang He snorted coldly and strode away. Just as he walked out, he waved his hand and called over a few patrolling disciples. Senior brother Wang He, do you have any instructions? Don't go anywhere. Guard this room for me, Wang He said. One of the disciples was puzzled. Senior brother Wang He, this is Elder Xiaoqin's room. He doesn't like people guarding outside to disturb him. Wang He scolded, I told you to guard, so guard. What's with all this nonsense? I'll say the ugly words first. The Wang family's eternal sinner is in this room. If you let him escape, the patriarch and elders will definitely not let you off. Those disciples were terrified. Pair continents Wang family's eternal sinner. Did it have to be so exaggerated? This was a serious matter. A few disciples guarded the door closely. In the meantime, they called over another group of patrolling disciples who passed by. Not long after, Wang He returned with a large group of people. Seeing the powerful formation, the disciples guarding the gate nearly fainted. Elder Wang Zhen, Elder Wang Kai, Elder Wang Xian. Greetings, great elders and little elders. All the elders of the Pair Continents Wang clan were basically all present, with the exception of the clan head. Such a grand lineup could only be seen during the annual clan assembly. Who knew what day it was today? The disciples guarding the door retreated to the side in a daze. With the support of many elders, Wang He kicked the door open with his nose in the air. Stinking brat, how dare you kill an elder of my Pair Continents Wang family? Today shall be the day of your death. As soon as Wang He entered the room, he started speaking ruthlessly. The group of disciples guarding the door were dumbfounded. They thought to themselves, isn't this Elder Wang Xiaoqin's room? Did senior brother Wang He take the wrong medicine today? The group of elders followed him into the room and looked Qin Feng up and down. Seeing that he was not more than 30 years old, a playful look flashed through the elder's eyes. This is an elder of your Wang family. Your cultivation is too low. Where is your patriarch? Call him over as well. Qin Feng also looked at the other party. However, after a while, he lost interest. Among these so-called elders, the one with the highest cultivation was only at the 4th transformation Buddha light. He had just stepped into the threshold of the intermediate stage of the Buddha light realm. These words sounded really arrogant to everyone, and a few elders already stood up. You're the one who killed junior brother Wang Xiaoqin. How dare you? Humph. Junior brother Wang Xiaoqin only had the lowest cultivation among the Wang family's elders. He had only stepped into the 1st transformation Buddha light not long ago. Don't think that you're powerful just because you killed him. In front of our Pair Continents Wang family, you're just an ant-like existence. Why are you still talking nonsense with him? Just kill him. One of the old men's aura surged. Clearly, he was about to make a move. However, Wang He hurriedly shouted, Little Elder Wang Zhen, don't be anxious. That brat has a level 5 formation plate, as well as many spirit stones and treasures. Wang Zhen abruptly stopped his fist midway. He stared coldly at Qin Feng and shouted, Brat, consider yourself lucky. I'll let you live a little longer. Hurry up and hand over your storage ring. This old man can give you a quick death. Qin Feng looked at the arrogant little elder in front of him. He only had the cultivation of a mere 2nd transformation Buddha light. He lazily said, if you want the storage ring, come and take it yourself. As long as you have the ability, everything in the ring will belong to you. Wang Zhen was very dissatisfied with Qin Feng's attitude. He felt as if he had been slapped in the face. He angrily roared and punched again. Instantly, a gust of wind blew in the room. Humph! As expected of an inexperienced ant. How dare you behave so atrociously in the Wang family's castle? I guess that brat won't be able to withstand junior brother Wang Zhen's punch. Don't get killed by it. Wang He's disciple is making a big fuss over nothing. A mere ant called all of us elders over. If word of this gets out, the Wang family will lose face. When the crowd saw Wang Zhen attack, they all revealed relaxed and playful expressions. In their eyes, Qin Feng had already become a cripple. Wang He was so excited that he was dancing with joy. Previously, he was suppressed by Qin Feng and even had to kneel and kowtow. Now, he could finally vent his anger. Rumble. A loud explosion sounded. However, it was much more intense than what everyone had imagined. When they saw the scene in front of them, more than 10 pairs of eyes fell to the ground. Qin Feng stood with his hands behind his back as if he had not moved at all. Wang Zhen flew backwards and spat out a few mouthfuls of blood in midair. It was only because the few elders reacted in time that they managed to dodge Wang Zhen. However, the disciples guarding the door could not dodge in time and were sent flying by Wang Zhen. Rumble. The sound of him landing was equally loud. A huge crater appeared on the ground outside of the room. Wang Zhen was lying in the crater in a strange position, motionless. It was unknown whether he was dead or alive. The noisy room instantly quietened down. The smiles on everyone's faces froze. Although Wang Zhen was not the strongest in the crowd, he was still at the second transformation Buddha light. Who would have thought that he would not even be able to withstand one move from the opponent? You little grandson, how dare you sneak attack junior brother Wang Zhen? Watch how I teach him a lesson. Someone came back to his senses and flew towards Qin Feng. However, before he could finish his sentence, a dazzling golden saber light descended from the sky, leaving behind a saber aura that was a few hundred meters long. Under the loud explosion, the 3 young elders did not understand the situation and their bodies exploded on the spot. The elder who rushed towards Qin Feng was even more miserable. His flesh and blood splattered everywhere. Chapter 1726. Qin Feng's series of attacks were very sudden. When the Wang family elders regained their senses, they found that 5 or 6 of their companions had already fallen. The remaining elders immediately retreated in fear, landing in different corners of the courtyard. They looked at Qin Feng again, and the playful and frivolous look in their eyes disappeared, replaced by a serious and nervous expression. Who are you, brat? To have such a high cultivation at such a young age. My Wang family has no grievances with you. Why did you kill a Wang family elder? A few people began to question him, but compared to their previous overbearing attitude, their tone was much more timid. You don't need to ask, I'm just a loose cultivator. As for killing a Wang family elder, you guys provoked me first. Qin Feng jumped into the middle of the courtyard, not the slightest bit afraid of being surrounded by the elders. Many angrily glared at Wang He, cursing in their hearts that it was all this brat's fault. How was he an ant? He was simply a ruthless person that shouldn't be provoked. But since things had already reached this point, there was no point in saying anything more. The Wang family's first elder, Wang Xan, suddenly said, Ignorant junior, you are indeed very strong, but us elders can still kill you if we join hands. Furthermore, the Wang family's patriarch hasn't appeared yet, otherwise the patriarch would be able to kill you by himself. I'll give you a chance to live, as long as you leave behind all your treasures and kowtow to everyone to apologize, I'll let you leave alive. After saying this, as if afraid that Qin Feng wouldn't believe him, Wang Xan added, Don't worry, I, Wang Xan, am the Wang family's first elder. My position is only below the patriarch's, and I will never go back on my words." The other elders immediately agreed. After seeing Qin Feng's strength, no one wanted to fight to the death with him. First Elder Wang Xian is right. As long as you obediently apologize and compensate the Wang family's losses, we can spare your life. Brat, what are you hesitating for? Hurry up and hand over all your treasures. Otherwise, if the patriarch is alerted, you won't be able to leave even if you want to. Seeing everyone's anxious expressions, Qin Feng laughed inwardly. I've really disappointed everyone. This time, I didn't plan on leaving alive. I think we should just fight to our heart's content. A trace of panic flashed in the eyes of all the elders. Wang Xian hurriedly shouted, "You better think carefully. We have 8 Buddha light stage elders here. Do you think you can beat us?" "Fine. Who asked our Wang clan to be so magnanimous? You don't need to kowtow and admit your mistake. Just hand over your treasures and you can leave." Wang Xian gave way again and again, obviously afraid of Qin Feng. Initially, he thought that the other party would definitely agree to this condition. However, a beam of golden light descended from the sky, instantly blasting a row of buildings into ruins. Rumble. The loud noise alarmed the entire Wang family, and many disciples rushed over. The saber came so suddenly that the 2 little elders, who were at the second transformation of Buddha's aura, could not react in time and died tragically under the saber. "You reckless brat, I'll kill you with my own hands today." Wang Xian was thoroughly enraged. He flew forward and sent a palm strike. Seeing that he had made a move, the remaining 5 elders could only brace themselves and join in the fight. Rumble. The 6 of them joined forces, and the light and shadows of their swords enveloped more than half of the Wang family city. The ground rumbled continuously, and the rows of buildings collapsed like tofu. Qin Feng had long since rushed into the sky. The ground where he was previously standing was blasted into countless craters. The 6 figures chased after him, and the violent movements on the ground were transferred to the sky. The disciples who rushed over all stood 100 meters away from the battle, not daring to go even half an inch closer. They looked up into the sky, and their eyes and jaws dropped to the ground. Qin Feng looked to be in his 20s, but he actually forced the elders of the Wang family to join forces and attack him. Looking at the current situation, it seemed that this brat had the upper hand. Rumble. Another violent sound shook the sky. An elder at the 3rd transformation of Buddha's aura collided with Qin Feng's fist. That elder could see that Qin Feng's cultivation was only at the 2nd transformation of Buddha's aura. However, when the 2 fists collided, he suddenly felt a sense of crisis. An incomparably violent aura enveloped him. This was not the aura of a cultivator at the 2nd transformation of Buddha's aura. It had probably reached the 4th transformation of Buddha's aura, or even higher. By the time he realized this, it was already too late. That elder at the 3rd transformation of Buddha's aura instantly exploded in the sky, causing the disciples to cry out in alarm. However, this was only the beginning. Qin Feng had already gone berserk. As soon as that palm landed, he stepped on his golden flying sword and rushed in front of the other 2 elders. He punched out with both fists, and at the same time, the powerful auras collided in the sky, mixed with the faint whistling of swords. Although they barely blocked Qin Feng's fist energy, the 2 elders didn't expect that there would be sword chi hidden in the fist energy. Just as they were about to escape, they suddenly stopped in midair. The sound of skin being sliced entered their ears, and their expressions were filled with fear. In the time it took to breathe, they were sliced into pieces. In less than the time it took for half an incense stick to burn, Qin Feng killed 3 of the 6 elders of the Wang family. Such powerful skills made the Wang family disciples feel like they were dreaming. The remaining 3 elders, Wang Xian, all had the intention to retreat. "I advise you to immediately stop and leave. The Wang family can pretend that today's matter never happened. A great elder suddenly shouted. Their conditions had changed again and again. At the beginning, they wanted Qin Feng to hand over the treasures, kowtow to admit his guilt, and then kill him. Now, they seemed to be begging Qin Feng to leave. However, from the beginning, these people had made a grave mistake. The choice was not in their hands. Stab, stab, stab. As soon as that elder's voice fell, thousands of red spear lights rained down like raindrops. He didn't even have the chance to dodge. On the spot, he was pierced into a hornet's nest by the rainbow demon storm spear. The entire Wang family was immersed in the sound of explosions. Another great elder at the third transformation of Buddha's aura had fallen. These elders, who were like undefeatable gods in the eyes of the disciples, were now killed by Qin Feng with a single move. They were no better than ants. Only Wang Xian and Wang Qi were left in the elders group. Wang Qi's cultivation was comparable to the recently killed Wang Hulan. He had long since fled in fear, not daring to stay for even a moment longer. Wang Xian stood alone on the roof. Although his expression was calm, his heart was beating like a drum. When he saw Wang Qi run away, he almost swung his sleeves and left as well. However, if he did that, he would never be able to return to the Wang family as a great elder. Young hero, I have offended you before. I hope you will show mercy and stop now. Wang Xian's face no longer had a trace of arrogance. His tone even carried a hint of pleading. The surrounding disciples were in an uproar. They were all trying to guess Qin Feng's identity. Where did this powerful expert come from? He actually relied on his own strength to force the Pear Continent's Wang family to give in to him. Don't you think it's too late to say this now? If I first slap you and then tell you not to be angry and this matter ends here, would you let me go? Qin Feng stood on his golden flying sword and floated in the air. His white clothes flapped in the wind. Now that the Wang family was afraid and wanted to take a step back, how could Qin Feng let them? Chapter 1727. Brat, you really don't know when to retreat. Even if I have to risk my life, I will kill you. Wang Xian was the great elder of the Pear Continent's Wang family. He had already lowered his status to beg Qin Feng, but this brat still didn't back down. Since things had come to this, Wang Xian had no other choice. With a roar, he flew towards Qin Feng and struck. Whoosh! The seemingly simple strike instantly brought forth countless howls of wind. In the blink of an eye, the house that Qin Feng was standing on was blown into ruins. What are you all standing there for? Kill him. Wang Xian's expression became more and more serious. He didn't hold back his attack just now, but he didn't expect Qin Feng to dodge it so easily. It seemed like he had underestimated his opponent. The stunned disciples suddenly woke up, but no one dared to join the battle. The strength that Qin Feng had displayed was too strong, killing one person with one strike. Those who were killed by him were all Buddha Light stage elders. This group of disciples thought that they would just be throwing their lives away if they went up. A bunch of trash. If anyone doesn't make a move, I will kill him first. After exchanging a few blows with Qin Feng, Wang Xian felt that he couldn't take it anymore. Although the disciples were afraid, they could only brace themselves and fight. The first wave of people that rushed up were all Saint King Realm cultivators. There were even 4 or 5 late Immortal Qi stage disciples among them. Qin Feng didn't care about these disciples at all. His violent blade left more than a dozen cuts on Wang Xian's body. When the aura behind him was infinitely close, Qin Feng swept his blade horizontally. The several 100-meter-long golden blade qi cut the air in half. Even the dozen disciples in front were cut in half at the waist. Rumble. Explosions rang out one after another. The entire Wang family city seemed to have been bombed by a fighter jet. The remaining disciples didn't dare to go forward anymore. Many of them started to run away. Qin Feng didn't kill those who ran away. Instead, he jumped behind Wang He. "Ah, don't kill me. I beg you, don't kill me." The development of the situation was completely out of Wang He's expectations. He originally wanted to bring Qin Feng back to the family to receive punishment. Even if he was beaten to death, he would never have thought that Qin Feng would destroy the entire Wang family. However, begging for mercy was obviously meaningless. In Qin Feng's eyes, Wang He should have been killed along with Wang Xiaoqin. He just didn't know where the Wang family was, so he let Wang He live until now. Without even drawing his saber, Qin Feng casually threw a punch. Thunder and tiger roars rang out, accompanied by the sound of a sword piercing through the air. Wang He, a mere 6th-level Saint King cultivator, did not even have time to react before he collapsed into a pool of blood. The Pear Continent's Wang family was in a mess, surrounded by ruins and corpses. Qin Feng, on the other hand, walked through the gravel as if nothing had happened. He arrived at Wang Xian's side. Just now, he had struck Wang Xian down from the sky with his saber. Now, Wang Xian was lying in a pit, unable to get up. Don't kill me. I'll give you my treasures. I'll give you all my treasures." Wang He was seriously injured. At this moment, he was weaker than an ordinary person. He began to regret saying those harsh words to Qin Feng. He really did not expect that this unremarkable young man in front of him would become the demon that destroyed the Wang family. "I'm not interested in your treasures. You should go and accompany your fellow disciples in peace." Qin Feng raised his saber, but before it landed, a low roar came from behind him. "Little ant, stop right now. Otherwise, this old man will cut you into 1,000 pieces." Without looking back, Qin Feng could guess that the Wang family's patriarch had arrived based on the powerful aura. However, he did not stop. His golden saber slashed down, and the ground in front of him was instantly split in half. As for Wang Xian, who was lying in the pit, he was already dead. "Ayaya! You little grandson, how dare you come to my Wang family to cause trouble? If you don't die today, this old man will not be a human." Boom! A loud sound exploded around Qin Feng. He had already retreated on his flying sword, but he had underestimated the Wang family's patriarch's strength. The shockwave from the palm strike had sent him flying. He fell to the ground and spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. His water spirit true armor was broken and was currently being repaired in the 1,000 Treasure Pavilion. Just now, he had used his physical body to block the other party's fierce attack, so he had more or less suffered some injuries. A figure followed closely behind. Seeing Wang Xian being killed, Wang Xiaohai seemed to have gone mad, and he sent out a few more palm strikes. Bang, bang, bang. The original bluestone ground was blasted beyond recognition. This time, the palm strikes missed, and Qin Feng's feet shot up into the sky with a golden light. "Little grandson, don't run if you have the guts. Do you really think that my Pear Continent's Wang family is easy to bully?" Wang Xiaohai had already seen through Qin Feng's cultivation with just 2 moves. A mere Buddha aura second transformation cultivator. His heart was filled with doubts. Logically speaking, with this kind of strength, he should have been killed by Wang Xian and the other elders long ago. How did this brat survive until now? Moreover, he had even killed Wang Xian and the other elders. Wang Xiaohai could not understand no matter how much he thought about it, but he was too lazy to think about it. In any case, Qin Feng would definitely die today, and he had full confidence that he would be able to kill this little grandson. Suddenly, Wang Xiaohai turned into a ray of light and shot out, quickly catching up to Qin Feng. He took out a thin sword in his hand. The originally dagger-sized short sword suddenly became bigger, and it stabbed out with a gust of wind. Poochie! The long sword was too fast. Even though Qin Feng dodged in time, a deep wound was still cut on his arm. Flesh and blood came out, and the white bone inside could be seen. Qin Feng did not have time to treat the wound, because the strange long sword flew towards him again. Break for me. Qin Feng didn't think and slashed down with his saber. The fierce saber qi turned into a long dragon and surged forward, but the long sword's speed did not decrease, and it effortlessly pierced through the saber qi. This time, Qin Feng's abdomen was hit by the sword. If he hadn't dodged in time, he would have been cut in half at the waist. The long sword spun in the air and shot towards Qin Feng again. Rumble. Qin Feng didn't hesitate to take out his flying sword. The two long swords collided in the air, creating a loud sound like a car crash. But the next scene shocked Qin Feng. His flying sword was a golden sword that he had obtained from a 9-star sect disciple in the Eastfield continent, Xiahou Xing. But it was knocked down by Wang Xiaohai's long sword. Master, the opponent's sword is clearly a true weapon. Normal spirit weapons cannot block it. Little Pig's voice sounded. Now, Qin Feng understood. However, he only had one true weapon, Water Spirit True Armor, and because it was damaged, it was placed in the 10,000 Treasures Pavilion to be repaired. On the other hand, the quest to eradicate the Red Flower Hall rewarded him with a true weapon-grade True sword, but he temporarily couldn't complete this quest. Realizing that it was difficult to use a spirit weapon to fight Wang Xiaohai, Qin Feng decided to use martial skills to crush this old bastard. He also didn't plan on using the 100-mile light sniper. First, he was afraid that people would see it and spread the news. Second, although the 100-mile light sniper was incomparably powerful, it needed an energy star stone to power it. And Qin Feng only had one energy star stone, so he wouldn't easily use the 100-mile light sniper unless it was a life or death situation. Chapter 1728. Just as Qin Feng understood, Wang Xiaohai once again took out that long sword. Several silver lights shot out, and the sword even let out a dragon roar. A smile appeared on Wang Xiaohai's face, as if this sword could take Qin Feng's life. However, his smile suddenly froze. Not only did Qin Feng not dodge, but he also took the initiative to meet it with a punch. Rumble. That seemingly simple punch blasted out several bolts of lightning. The lightning ferociously exploded, and even a true artifact-grade long sword was knocked away. As soon as the first punch landed, Qin Feng followed up with a second punch. This time, the lightning suddenly condensed and formed a dazzling white lightning sword that hovered in mid-air. The lightning sword kept exploding. Just looking at it, one could tell that it was extremely destructive. However, Qin Feng leaped forward and stabbed the lightning sword in mid-air. Crackle. The surrounding air was instantly pierced through. Even though Wang Xiaohai managed to block it with a palm strike in time, the surging palm print was unable to withstand a single blow from the lightning strike. Several bolts of lightning exploded on his body, instantly sending him flying to the ground. After fighting with various experts recently, Qin Feng had a deep understanding of his own strength. Although he was only at the Buddha's Light Second Transformation realm, he could kill a Buddha's Light Intermediate Stage cultivator. However, if he encountered a Buddha's Light Advanced Stage expert, Qin Feng could only run. Wang Xiaohai was currently at the Buddha's Light Sixth Transformation realm, which could be considered as the peak of the Buddha's Light Intermediate Stage. However, as the patriarch of a 4-star family, the cultivation method and martial skills he cultivated weren't powerful. He was considered a relatively weak existence among the Buddha's Light Sixth Transformation realm cultivators. Seeing that Wang Xiaohai smashed into the ground and created a huge pit, Qin Feng's feet created a golden light shadow, and he instantly appeared above the huge pit. Both fists fell, and the Thunder Heaven technique ferociously attacked. This Earth-grade upper-grade martial skill was shocking. Qin Feng had only practiced to the second style, but with just a few punches, he seriously injured Wang Xiaohai. Qin Feng didn't give Wang Xiaohai a chance to beg for mercy. He casually sent out a few balls of blue flames. The moment the spirit sunflower touched Wang Xiaohai, the flames leaped tens of meters high. When the flames disappeared, not even the remains of Wang Xiaohai could be seen in the huge pit. The fierce battle came to an end just like that. Looking at the Pear Continent's Wang clan, it seemed like a war had broken out. There were still many disciples of the Wang family standing in the ruins. These people had already fled, but when they saw the patriarch appear, they hurried back. As a result, the patriarch was killed before the battle had even begun. "Senior, please spare our lives. We are just trying to make a living in the Wang clan." The crowd all knelt on the ground and begged for mercy. Qin Feng had never planned to kill these people. His target was the Wang family elder and sect leader. As long as these people were killed, the Wang family would naturally be destroyed. Qin Feng didn't say anything else. He stepped on his flying sword and disappeared into the distance. He found a secluded place and checked the storage ring he had obtained from Wang Xiaohai. In any case, this guy was a Buddha or a 6 transformation realm cultivator. He had a lot of treasures in his storage ring. There were more than 10 million high-grade spirit stones and countless spiritual herbs and refining materials. It was just that their grades were a bit low. At least, Qin Feng didn't want them. After a simple glance at the other items, Qin Feng's attention was placed on the true artifact longsword. When he grabbed the longsword in his hand, the Hedonist sovereign system had a detailed introduction of it. It turned out that the longsword was called the Dragon Cry sword. It was a low-grade true artifact. When inner chi was poured into the longsword, the body of the sword would let out a dragon's roar, hence the name. Qin Feng waved his hand and a dragon's roar sounded out in the air. The Dragon Cry sword was incomparably sharp and instantly cut the air around him. Good sword. If used together with Thousand Silk Slash and Shadowless Sword, its power definitely can't be underestimated. Qin Feng was very satisfied with the Dragon Cry sword. He played with it for a while before putting it back into his storage ring. Originally, he had come to Pear Continent to destroy the power of the Red Flower Hole. Who would have thought that he would accidentally destroy the Pear Continent's Wang family first? This battle gave Qin Feng a new understanding. For the next 3 days, he stayed in Yuanzhenglu and cultivated in seclusion. When he opened his eyes again, he felt that the qi in his body had become even stronger. A flying sword shot into the room from outside. Qin Feng grabbed it and the flying sword burned by itself. A row of words appeared in the air. It turned out that Yang Badian and the others had already arrived in Pear Continent. Qin Feng immediately moved. It was time to eradicate the Red Flower Hole. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Qin Feng appeared in an empty space a dozen or so kilometers away from the Red Flower Hole's base. This was a barren mountain plain. In broad daylight, not even a ghost could be seen. However, there were 2 black shadows sneakily following behind him. Qin Feng had long since discovered the 2 people, but he pretended not to notice. Not long after, 10 or so figures flew over from the direction of the Red Flower Hole. The 2 people in the lead were extremely fast and landed beside Qin Feng. Ha! Qin brat, you dare to oppose the Red Flower Hole. Let's see where you can run today. The first person to land was the Red Flower Hole's Great Elder, Bai Shan. Standing across from him was the other Great Elder, Bai Feng. Of the original 4 Great Elders of the Red Flower Hole, only these 2 people remained. As for Bai Lin and Bai Hua, they had long since been killed by Qianfen in Flame Haven. 2 ferocious auras had already enveloped Qianfen. He immediately checked the strength of the 2 people, but he couldn't understand them at all. He only felt that these 2 people were more powerful than Bai Lin and Bai Hua. They had most likely stepped into the peak of the 9 changes of Buddha's light. However, Qianfen wasn't afraid. He had purposely come here as bait. Moreover, he didn't want to attract these 2 elders, so it's you old fart. 4 days ago, you spent 25 million to buy a fake map. I thought you would die of anger when you returned. I didn't think you'd still be alive. Qianfen purposely opened Bai Shan's scars. However, Bai Shan wasn't angry at all. Instead, he revealed a playful expression, haha. Speaking of this, I still have to thank you, you idiot. That map isn't fake. After I kill you, I'm going to team up with the Hall Master and junior brother Bai Feng to go treasure hunting. Qianfen was overjoyed. It seemed that the map of the Purple Cloud Valley was real. His heartbeat couldn't help but speed up. That was one of the Northern Sand region's 8 great saint realms. Rumor had it that as long as a cultivator entered it, their cultivation would at least step into the Nihility God realm. Ha! Grandson, why aren't you saying anything? Could it be that you've been so angry with me that you've broken your cultivation? Seeing that you helped me get the map of the Purple Cloud Valley, I'll leave your corpse intact later. Bai Shan couldn't stop laughing. A few days ago, he had been angered by Qianfen. Today, he felt like he had vented all his resentment. Qianfen looked at him as if he was looking at an idiot. It was good that the map was real. Soon, it would fall into his pocket. Then I really have to thank you for spending 25 million spirit stones to buy a map of the Purple Cloud Valley for me. Seeing that you're so filial, I've also decided to leave your corpse intact. Qianfen said lazily. Chapter 1729. This is not a joke, and I never joke with my enemies. Qianfeng's expression was extremely serious. Bai Shan was stunned. He didn't understand where Qianfeng got his confidence from. Did a mere Buddha's aura second transformation really think he could kill him? I'd like to see where your confidence comes from. With a roar, Bai Shan struck out with his palm. Instantly, the air in front of Qianfeng rippled. The Buddha's aura 9th transformation was too powerful. How could Wang Xiaohai, who was at the Buddha's aura intermediate stage, compare to him? However, Qianfeng stood still with an indifferent expression. His hands were even behind his back, as if he was waiting for death. Seeing that the palm was about to hit him, Bai Shan's eyes flashed with a cold smile. However, in the next moment, his smile froze on his face. A black shadow shot out from afar. The person was still a few hundred meters away, but his fierce aura was already approaching. Rumble. A strong gust of wind suddenly appeared in front of Qianfeng and blocked Bai Shan's palm energy. The violent airflow violently surged and exploded, but it did not affect Qianfeng at all. His body was enveloped by an air barrier, and under such a fierce collision, the air barrier only rippled like a water surface. Puff! With one move, Bai Shan spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. He retreated into the crowd, his eyes bursting with shock. The disciples who followed him were filled with disbelief. Elder Bai Shan was an expert at the peak of the Buddha's aura 9th transformation. That brat was less than 30 years old. How could he injure the great elder in one move? Oh no, Qianfeng has set up an ambush. I'm afraid he's invited a true spirit realm expert. Bai Feng's eyes flashed with fear. Although he hadn't seen the person yet, the powerful aura was definitely that of a true spirit realm expert. Bai Shan had already swallowed a few elixirs. While suppressing the chaotic aura in his body, he shouted into the distance, "May I know which senior is coming?" I am Pear Continent's Red Flower Hall's Great Elder, by Sean. Today, I'm here to settle my personal grudge with Qin Feng. I hope that senior will not interfere. Even though a true spirit realm expert had come, Bai Shan and Bai Feng quickly calmed down. The Red Flower Hall had some prestige in the Pear Continent and even the entire Northern Sand Continent. The Hall Master was also an expert who had stepped into the true spirit realm, so normal people would not go against the Red Flower Hall. A black shadow came out of the wind and landed behind Qin Feng. Bai Shan recognized the person at first glance and said with cupped fists, "So it's Broken Flower City Lord Senior Yang Bodian. My Red Flower Hall has never had any grievances with Broken Flower City. I believe Senior Yang won't go against Red Flower Hall for an early-stage Buddha Light Realm cultivator." Seeing that it was Yang Bodian, Bai Shan and Bai Feng heaved a sigh of relief. City Lord Yang was quite famous in the Northern Sand region. However, although he had stepped into the true spirit realm, his cultivation was only at the early stage of the true spirit realm. In other words, Yang Boshan's cultivation was not as high as the Red Flower Hall's Hall Master. It was believed that he would not fall out with the Red Flower Hall for Qin Feng. It was just that the two of them had a good idea, but right after Bai Shan finished speaking, Yang Bodian sent a palm strike at them without any warning. It was as if a tsunami had suddenly appeared on a calm sea, and before the two of them could react, they were sent flying. Rumble. Yang Boshan's seemingly simple palm strike had a berserk aura enveloping a radius of 10 miles. Explosions rang out one after another. Bai Shan and Bai Feng fell to the ground and vomited blood. As for the Red Flower Hall disciples who had followed them, they were all lying in a pool of blood. None of them could even breathe. Qin Feng was dumbstruck by such ferocious strength. The disciples who could be brought out by Elder Bai Shan and Elder Bai were obviously not ordinary people. The lowest realm among them was at the peak of the Saint King realm, and most of them were cultivators at the intermediate stage of the Buddha Light realm. However, in front of a true spirit realm powerhouse, the Buddha Light realm was like an ant. Qin Feng even felt that the power of Yang Boshan's palm strike was even stronger than the 100-mile light sniper. "It's just a trivial Red Flower Hall, and you want to scare me? You really don't know what's good for you." Yang Boshan's expression was indifferent. If it was before he met Qin Feng, he would not have offended the Red Flower Hall. But now that he had become sworn brothers with Qin Feng, and Brother Qin was determined to destroy the Red Flower Hall, how could Yang Bodian shrink back? Among the group of powerhouses who had rushed over, only Bai Shan and Bai Feng were left alive. The two of them were battered and exhausted, and they no longer had the arrogant momentum they had before. A Dao light sword shot out, and although it disappeared into the distance, it did not escape Qin Feng and Yang Boshan's eyes. However, the two of them pretended not to see it, and let Bai Shan send a flying sword message to the Red Flower Hall. What they wanted to attract was not Bai Shan and Bai Feng, but the Red Flower Hall's Hall Master. After the flying sword disappeared, Bai Shan and Bai Feng's expressions calmed down a lot. They did not even think about escaping. Instead, they wanted to buy some time so that the Hall Master could come and kill Qin Feng and Yang Bodian. "Senior Yang, you actually want to oppose my Red Flower Hall for an ant at the second transformation of the Buddha Light realm? What benefits did that boy give you?" Bai Shan pretended to be angry. Yang Bodian laughed in his heart. How could he not see through Bai Shan and Bai Feng's intentions? However, he did not understand Qin Feng's intentions. He knew that he was not a match for the Red Flower Hall's Hall Master, Bai Zhanfei, but Qin Feng insisted on luring him here to kill him. He did not know what Qin Feng was planning. "Brother Qin and I are sworn brothers. He did not need to give me any benefits. I am willing to help brother take revenge," Yang Bodian said. Bai Shan and Bai Feng's eyes flashed with coldness. If their cultivation was not lower than young Boshan's, they would have torn this meddlesome old man's corpse into 1,000 pieces. At the same time, the two of them were surprised that Qin Feng could become sworn brothers with a true spirit realm expert. However, when they thought about it, that boy was a king of elixirs, and he had even refined the spirit surge pill. It was not strange at all. The time it took for an incense stick to burn passed quickly. Bai Shan and Bai Feng finally realized that something was wrong. That young Badian kept talking nonsense with them, as if he was deliberately not killing them. Young Badian, what do you mean? Bai Shan suddenly came to his senses. He felt that the other party seemed to be plotting something. What do you think I mean? Why didn't you kill us? Bai Feng also could not understand. This question was really funny. It was as if Bai Shan and Bai Feng were in a hurry to die. However, as soon as Bai Feng finished speaking, young Boshan's expression changed. He suddenly sent 2 palm strikes at them. The two of them were at the stage where their guard was down, so they did not even have a chance to dodge. They were instantly blasted into the sky. Almost at the same time, a gust of wind came from the direction of the red flower hole. A low roar was heard. Who are you? How dare you hurt my red flower hole's disciple, rumble. Qin Feng did not see anyone at all, but he was pulled to an empty space 100 meters away by young Badian. A loud sound exploded on the ground, and a huge pit appeared on the flat ground. The aftermath of the explosion had not yet dissipated, and Qin Feng could not breathe. Bai Zhanfei is here. Qin Feng's expression was grave. He knew that Bai Zhanfei was stronger than young Badian, but after feeling his aura, he realized that he had underestimated this true spirit realm expert. Chapter 1730. Without waiting for young Badian to answer, a black shadow landed on the open space dozens of meters away. The red cloak on the shoulders of the newcomer flapped and the aura on his body surged. He was like a towering mountain. You juniors, how dare you kill my red flower hole's 2 great elders? Today, I, Bai Zhanfei, will make you regret it. It turned out that young Boshan's palm had directly killed Bai Shan and Bai Feng. Qin Feng secretly clicked his tongue. This true spirit realm expert was indeed fierce. You want to kill me and brother Qin? How could it be so easy? Young Badian took a step forward and stood in front of Qin Feng. He knew that although Qin Feng was at the second transformation of Buddha's light, he had killed a late-stage Buddha's light cultivator in Fire City not long ago. However, the person in front of him was a true spirit realm expert. Qin Feng might not even be able to withstand 1 palm. So it's you, old man. My red flower hole has never had any grudges with your broken flower city. How do you explain yourself by slaughtering red flower hole's disciples here? Bai Zhanfei was very puzzled. Young Badian was clearly not his opponent. What was wrong with him today? Why did he come to the red flower hole's territory to seek death? Why do I need to explain? I just don't like your red flower hole. If I want to kill, I will kill. What can you do to me? Since there was already enmity between them, young Badian did not back down. Qin Feng looked at his tall and firm back and felt warmth in his heart. The conversation was not pleasant. Bai Zhanfei directly used his palm as a blade and slashed out hundreds of meters long blade qi in the air. As soon as the blade qi appeared, Qin Feng felt an extremely strong sense of oppression hanging in his heart. He could see that this attack was condensed by Bai Zhanfei's aura. However, it was like a real blade qi. It was not something that a Buddha's light cultivator's aura could condense. Young Boshan's expression was dignified. He put his palms together and 2 palm prints appeared in the air, blocking the ferocious falling blade qi in the air. Rumble. An earth-shattering explosion sounded. Qin Feng felt the ground under his feet violently shake. The blade chi clearly did not hit him, but the residual power made him vomit blood. Brother Qin, retreat 500 meters away. Leave this old man to me. Young Boshin's face was flushed red. It was obvious that blocking this attack was a very strenuous task for him. Qin Feng stepped on his flying sword and retreated. He knew that even if he stayed, he would only be a burden to Yang Badian. This was his first time clashing with a true spirit realm expert, and he realized that he had underestimated the strength of a true spirit realm expert. Master, Buddhist light cultivators produce Buddhist light, true spirit cultivators condense true essence, forming a spirit pill, and hollow divinity clones appear. That's why a true spirit realm expert is far superior to a Buddhist light realm cultivator. That's because the inner chi in their body has been transformed into genuine essence and has been raised to another level. It's also because of the appearance of genuine essence that a true spirit realm expert can manifest genuine essence with a wave of his hand and condense it into saber chi or sword chi to hurt others. Little Pig quickly explained the situation to him. In fact, when Qin Feng was still in the Divine Land, he had met a true chi realm cultivator who could transform the true chi in their body into an offensive element. However, true chi and genuine essence were on a completely different level. Most true chi realm cultivators had to use martial skills to transform their true chi into sword chi or saber chi, and their power would only increase slightly. However, a true spirit realm expert didn't need to use any martial skills at all and could directly manifest genuine essence, which was extremely powerful. While Qin Feng was stunned, Yang Badian and Bai Zhanfei had already exchanged hundreds of blows. Loud noises rang out continuously in the sky and countless holes appeared on the ground. The commotion caused by their fight was even more intense than a war. Qin Feng realized that the battle between true spirit realm cultivators and low-level cultivators was very different. They almost didn't have any physical contact. It was all about the strength of their genuine essence. As a result, the higher the realm, the more powerful the genuine essence. Bai Zhanfei had a great advantage. Boom! There was another loud noise that seemed to tear the sky apart. Bai Zhanfei's palms slashed down and turned into several saber chi that landed on Yang Boshin's head. Cracks appeared on the palm print in the air and it was finally completely shattered. Yang Badian spat out a mouthful of blood and was sent flying to the ground. Brother Qin, Bai Zhanfei has already stepped into the fourth true spirit realm. I'm not his opponent, quickly escape. Just as he fell into the huge pit, Yang Badian immediately flew up and blocked in front of Qin Feng like a towering mountain. After a round of fighting, Yang Boshin's heart was filled with despair. He was only at the early stage of the true spirit realm, while Bai Zhanfei had already stepped into the middle stage of the true spirit realm. This gap was like a chasm that was difficult to cross. Ha! What a joke. Do you think the two of you can escape today? After Bai Zhanfei figured out Yang Boshin's cultivation, a fearless expression appeared in his eyes. As his words fell, he slashed down with his palms again. The sky that had just stopped for a moment exploded again. Rumble. This time, Yang Badian didn't take the saber chi head-on and quickly threw a few punches into the sky. Powerful true essence turned into fist prints that flew into the sky and collided with the saber chi. The saber chi and fist prints immediately exploded after colliding, turning into fireworks and fading away. Humph. Let's see how long you can last. Bai Zhanfei sneered and his attack suddenly sped up. Dozens of saber chi condensed in the sky and each one was several hundred meters long. It was like dozens of dragons roaring in the sky. Yang Badian felt a strong pressure. Before the saber chi arrived, he couldn't help but spit out a few mouthfuls of blood. As he blocked with his fists, he anxiously shouted, "Brother Qin, why aren't you leaving?" Rumble. The explosion was even more intense than before. The fist prints and saber chi collided like fireworks, but when the last two true essence saber chi landed, Yang Badian didn't have time to throw another punch. Two bloody wounds appeared on his chest and he fell to the ground behind him. Brother Chin, quickly leave. The moment he landed, young Bodian didn't forget to shout. Following that, there was a loud sound. It was as if a meteorite had landed on the ground. Chin Fen's eyes were bloodshot and he had no intention of leaving. Even though he knew he wasn't Bai Zhanfei's opponent, he wouldn't abandon his friends even if he died. However, Chin Fen really underestimated Bai Zhanfei's strength. He thought that Yang Bodian and Bai Zhanfei were both true spirit realm cultivators and their cultivation was only two small realms apart. Chin Fen planned to set up a trap formation to trap Bai Zhanfei and then let Yang Bodian kill him. However, from the moment Bai Zhanfei appeared to Yang Boshan's defeat, only half an incense stick of time had passed. Chin Fen didn't even have the chance to set up a formation. Your great-great-grandson is Chin Fen. Don't worry, I won't kill you. I will put you under house arrest in the Red Flower Hall and refine pills for the Red Flower Hall day and night to wash away your sins. Bai Zhanfei's figure was still several hundred meters away, but his voice seemed to be speaking in Chin Fen's ear. He didn't attack again and wasn't even in a hurry to catch Chin Fen. In his eyes, Chin Fen was just an ant. How could he escape from his palm? Chapter 1731. Bai Zhanfei, you dare to hurt my big brother Yang. I will kill you today. Bai Zhanfei thought that Chin Feng would kneel down and beg for mercy, but he looked firm and didn't even show the slightest fear. Bai Zhanfei's face turned cold. An ant like Chin Feng at the second transformation Buddha aura dared to clamor in front of him. This was a disgrace to him. A sudden gust of wind blew across the wasteland, and in the blink of an eye, Bai Zhanfei disappeared. An unprecedented sense of crisis surged in Chin Feng's heart, and he threw out a handful of child array flags without thinking. Shwa! The array flags fell to the ground in a disorderly manner, but the position of each array flag was very particular. A burst of energy suddenly gushed out, and four light curtain walls appeared in the open space in front of Chin Feng, as if they were connected to Heaven's palace. Bai Zhanfei was trapped inside the curtain wall, but he looked playful and even laughed. Ha! I have to say, what's so good about your little grandson? You really are an ant. You want to trap this old master with a spirit array. At your age, you can only arrange a level 2 trap array at most. This kind of garbage spirit array can't even trap an early-stage Saint King realm cultivator, and you want to use it to trap me? Chin Feng didn't seem to hear Bai Zhanfei's ridicule, and his hands didn't stop. He kept putting seals into the spirit stones and then threw them around the spirit array. This was not a level 2 spirit array, but a level 5 trap array that Chin Feng had obtained at the Pear Province auction not long ago. However, this was just an array disc, and Chin Feng still needed to perfect it. Bai Zhanfei sneered when he saw Chin Fen still struggling in the face of death. He flew over and expected to grab Chin Fen in the next second. Then, he would carry him back to the Red Flower Hall like a little chick. However, he saw that the wall didn't budge. Instead, he was sent flying to the ground. Boom! The impact this time was extremely fierce, like a collision between galloping trains. Bai Zhanfei spat out a mouthful of blood, and his eyes were filled with disbelief. He didn't care about his injuries and muttered to himself, a level 5 trap array. This is a level 5 trap array. Chin Feng didn't answer Bai Zhanfei's question and began refining new array flags. This LV5 trap array was perfected by him, so he was very sensitive to arrays. Bai Zhanfei's collision had actually loosened the LV5 trap array, which showed how powerful a middle-stage true spirit realm cultivator was. I know, you got this level 5 trap array at the Pear Province auction. Otherwise, how could you arrange a level 5 array at your age? Bai Zhanfei came to a sudden realization. In the next moment, his expression became solemn. In front of a level 5 trap array, even with his current realm, he could not escape instantly. It would take at least 1.5 hours to break the array. The reason why Bai Zhanfei's expression was grave was because he saw Yang Batian flying over. Otherwise, if Qin Feng was alone, he wouldn't care about this trap formation at all. At most, he would spend some time to break the formation. Even if Qin Feng took the opportunity to escape, Bai Zhanfei was confident that he could catch him again. Yang Boshan's aura was much weaker than before. It seemed like he was heavily injured. He landed beside Qin Feng, and his eyes sparkled. He was wondering why Qin Feng lured Bai Zhanfei out alone. Now that he saw the level 5 trap formation, he understood everything. Actually, Qin Feng had originally planned to use a rank 4 trap formation. He knew that a rank 4 trap formation would not be able to trap a true spirit realm expert, but he could set up more. It was only after he participated in the Pear Province auction that he obtained this level 5 trap array. Qin Feng couldn't help but rejoice. Fortunately, he obtained a level 5 trap array. Otherwise, a level 4 trap array wouldn't be able to trap Bai Zhanfei. It wasn't because of the number of array flags. It was just Qin Feng's ignorant thoughts. "Brother Yang, how are your injuries? Do you want to rest for a while?" Qin Feng continued to refine array flags and threw them around the level 5 trap array. The 4 sky-reaching walls shone brighter. Yang Batian couldn't miss such a great opportunity, so he launched an attack. "My injuries are fine. Brother Qin is really amazing to be able to arrange a level 5 trap array." A loud sound exploded in the trap array. The space of this level 5 trap array was extremely small. It was only the size of an ordinary family's toilet. Bai Zhanfei couldn't dodge at all. His body was constantly hit and his arrogance was scattered. His hair was disheveled and he was in a sorry state. The people outside the trap array could attack the people inside, but the people trapped inside the trap array couldn't attack the people outside. Bai Zhanfei could only be beaten. There were a few times when he was forced to use a few palms to counterattack, but they were bounced back by the trap array and hit him instead. Bang bang bang. For a moment, there was a loud sound in the trap array. Bai Zhanfei began to scream in pain and his body was covered in blood. He didn't have the dignity of a true spirit realm expert anymore. However, after this fierce attack, Yang Batian had consumed a lot of true essence and his moves had become much weaker. Qin Feng wanted to help attack Bai Zhanfei, but he still had to refine array flags to maintain the level 5 trap array. Furthermore, even if Bai Zhanfei was seriously injured, he was still a true spirit realm expert. Qin Feng's attacks wouldn't have any effect on him. "You two ants, let me out if you have the guts. What kind of skill is this? I despise you." Bai Zhanfei cursed anxiously. Yang Boshan's face turned red and he felt a little embarrassed. After all, he was a true spirit realm expert. Even if he won in the end, it didn't seem very honorable. However, Qin Feng retorted, "You still have the nerve to say that. You are a middle true spirit realm expert, but you came to show off to me, an early Buddha light realm expert. Is this what you call skill?" Bai Zhanfei was speechless, but he quickly said, "Okay, as long as you let me out, I promise I won't hurt you. I will fight with Yang Batian. If he loses, you will go back with me. If he wins, I will let you two go. That's fair enough, right?" Qin Feng sneered, "Brother Yang has just stepped into the early true spirit realm. How can his true essence be as strong as yours? Why don't you find a late true spirit realm expert to fight with? You still have the nerve to talk about fairness, don't talk nonsense here. The divine continent is a place where the strong prey on the weak. Those who can survive in the end are the real experts. You are not as good as others, so you can die in peace." Qin Feng's words made Yang Badian come to his senses. The trace of shame in his heart suddenly disappeared, and his attacks became more fierce. The trap formation rumbled again, and from time to time, Bai Zhanfei's screams could be heard. Seeing that Bai Zhanfei couldn't hold on for long, he suddenly roared and took out a huge bronze bell from nowhere. It stood on the ground. Qin Feng, I want you to die a horrible death. Bai Zhanfei slammed his hand, and the bronze bell that was as tall as a human was placed horizontally in front of him. The huge bell's mouth faced one of the walls of the formation. Bai Zhanfei slammed his palm on the bottom of the bronze bell, and the loud sound seemed to be able to destroy the world. Rumble. The fierce true essence seemed to be strengthened by the bronze bell, and the level 5 trap formation shook violently a few times. It seemed to be on the verge of collapse. Comma. Chapter 1732. Not good, the formation is about to break. Brother Qin, you go first. Yang Badian realized that the formation was loosening, so he didn't hold back and attacked Bai Zhanfei crazily. Qin Fen naturally wouldn't leave him alone, so he quickly put a seal on the spirit stones and threw them around the formation. As the formation flags and spirit stones fell, the light of the sky reaching curtain wall became brighter. Bai Zhanfei's second attack fell at this time. He was originally injured and his true essence was weak, but after he used the huge copper bell, his power was even more ferocious than when he was at his peak. Rumble. The huge movement was like a big earthquake, and the ground under Qin Fen's feet shook violently, making it difficult for people to stand steadily. The level 5 trap formation directly cracked, and Bai Zhanfei was about to rush out, but he was beaten back by Yang Boshan's series of attacks. Brother Qin, if you don't leave now, it will be too late, Yang Badian shouted anxiously. Qin Fen was shocked. He didn't expect that the level 5 trap formation would be broken in less than the time it took for an incense stick to burn. He immediately put away his messy thoughts and threw out the hundreds of spirit stones he had just refined. A strange energy fluctuation came, and the broken formation was repaired. Little grandson with the surname Qin, wait for this old man. When I get out, you will be the first to die. Seeing that the formation that he had broken with great difficulty was repaired, Bai Zhanfei's expression was ferocious. He once again put the copper bell in front of him, and true essence surged out of his body, forming a substantial mist that flew around him. Rumble. The mist suddenly condensed and slapped into the copper bell, causing a loud explosion. The sound seemed to have been amplified by the copper bell by dozens of times, and it echoed in the sky. This time, the level 5 trap formation was completely broken, but the ferocious true essence didn't stop. It was like a fierce beast that had broken out of its cage, and it rushed toward Qin Fen. Yang Boshan's expression changed, and he flew in front of Qin Fen to block it. However, the punches he sent out were instantly broken, and he was sent flying. Rumble. Qin Feng was just about to retreat when he was sent flying into the sky by the aftershocks. Before he landed, he spat out a mouthful of blood. Bai Zhanfei laughed wildly. He had already broken free from the shackles of the level 5 trap array. However, he was not in a hurry to kill Yang Badian, nor did he capture Qin Feng. It was not that he had suddenly found his conscience, but that attack just now had consumed the last bit of spiritual essence in his body. Now, Bai Zhanfei was no different from an ordinary person. Bastard with the surname Qin, you want to trap me with a mere level 5 trap formation. You're too naive. There's also Yang Badian, you old thief. Originally, you could have been the city lord of Broken Flower City, but you recklessly came to find trouble with the Red Flower Hole. Today is the day you die. Bai Zhanfei sat cross-legged on the ground and spoke arrogantly while recovering his quintessential essence. The attack that he had used to break through the formation was truly ferocious. In order to save Qin Feng, young Badian had blocked almost all of the attacks. At this moment, he was lying in a huge pit, and it was unknown whether he was dead or alive. Although Qin Feng was only sent flying by the aftermath, he was still heavily injured. After all, he was only at the second transformation Buddha aura, and he was facing the full power attack of a true Spirit Realm 4 expert. Both sides did not move for a while, as if they were tired from fighting and taking a break. However, Qin Feng knew that this was the last chance for him and young Badian to survive. If they waited until Bai Zhanfei recovered his quintessential essence, it would be almost impossible to kill him. Qin Feng struggled to sit up and began to quickly refine array flags and spirit stones. This scene fell into Bai Zhanfei's eyes and he could not help but laugh. Bai Zhanfei did not even bother to pay attention to Qin Feng. He completely let him arrange the formation. He believed that Qin Feng only had that level 5 trap array, and it was an arrayed disc obtained from the Pear Continent auction. As for Qin Feng's own formation, how powerful could it be? So what if he arranged a level 4 trap array? Bai Zhanfei believed that once his quintessential essence was restored, he could smash a level 4 trap array with one palm. Young Badian did not die, but even his voice was extremely weak. Seeing Qin Feng's actions, he felt helpless in his heart. Brother Qin, the Bai Zhanfei's quintessential essence is exhausted. You should take this opportunity to leave. Don't worry about me. How can a normal formation have any effect on him? Qin Feng did not answer young Badian. Now that time was tight, he had to seize every minute and second. However, after hearing young Boshan's voice, he relaxed his tense heart. While recovering his quintessential essence, he continued to refine array flags. Seeing that the time for a stick of incense had passed, young Badian suddenly let out a long sigh. Fine, I have no regrets if I can die on the same day as Brother Qin. As soon as he finished speaking, Bai Zhanfei suddenly laughed. It turned out that his quintessential essence had recovered a little. Even though it was still far from his peak state, it was enough to kill Qin Feng and young Badian. With Qin Feng's current realm, he could not see clearly what was going on. A sense of death enveloped him. Without thinking, Qin Feng waved his hand. Dozens of array flags and hundreds of spirit stones fell like flowers scattered by a goddess. Buzz! Waves of strange energy fluctuations appeared. Instantly, 4 walls appeared. However, compared to the previous level 5 trap array, this new wall looked much weaker. It still trapped Bai Zhanfei inside. I didn't expect you to really be able to set up a level 4 array. However, I have already said that a level 4 array is nothing in my eyes. Bai Zhanfei's expression changed. Even though he looked calm on the surface, his heart was in a perilous state. In the northern sand continent, array masters were even rarer than alchemists. Cultivators who could set up level 4 array were even rarer. Qin Feng was only 30 years old, yet he was able to set up a level 4 array. This was simply unimaginable. Young Badian was also shocked. However, he quickly revealed a disappointed expression. A level 4 array could at most trap a Buddha's light stage cultivator. To a true spirit stage expert, it was nothing. A loud explosion sounded. Bai Zhanfei once again took out a copper bell that was as tall as a human. He struck out with his palm. His quintessential essence seemed to have increased by several times, instantly shattering the level 4 array. However, at this moment, Qin Feng's attack had already landed. He didn't activate his inner qi to attack. Instead, he held a strange-looking weapon in his hand. At least, it was Bai Zhanfei's first time seeing such a thing. A saber didn't look like a saber, and a sword didn't look like a sword. It was this thing that looked neither like anything. Its attack was incomparably ferocious. With a loud explosion, a bright white light that was as thick as a human's waist landed in the trap array like a white dragon emerging from the sea. Within a breath's time, it landed in the trap array. Explosions sounded everywhere. The white light was actually lightning. It gave off a crackling sound. Even young Bodian felt his scalp go numb when he heard it. Young Bodian finally understood how Qin Feng had killed that group of Buddha's light stage cultivators in Fire City. It turned out that he had relied on this strange weapon in his hand. Bai Zhanfei was only distracted for a moment before he was blasted away by the lightning. He even forgot about his current situation. His eyes were filled with shock. He was wondering what Qin Feng was holding. It wasn't inner qi or quintessential essence. Instead, it was an extremely unfamiliar energy. Chapter 1733. Qin Feng was also shocked. With a single spear strike, Bai Zhanfei had died. Qin Feng knew that the 100-mile light sniper could at most instantly kill a Buddha light realm expert, but it was still too weak in front of a true spirit realm expert. However, Bai Zhanfei was seriously injured and his strength was not at its peak. It seemed that a true spirit realm expert was much stronger than he had imagined. After regaining his composure, Qin Feng quickly shot out again. In front of a true spirit realm expert, he didn't dare to relax at all. A loud explosion shook the sky. The dazzling white lightning illuminated the sky. It was as turbulent as the lightning tribulation caused by a Buddha light realm cultivator breaking through. Bai Zhanfei suddenly woke up and without thinking, he sent out a palm strike towards the copper bell. The copper bell was definitely a true artifact-level treasure. It instantly strengthened Bai Zhanfei's weakened true essence by more than 10 times, almost reaching his peak state. The palm print and the lightning collided in the sky, tearing open a crack in the air. Violent explosions rang out one after another. After a moment, the two powerful auras actually cancelled each other out. Young Bodian, who was standing at the side, was dumbfounded. He never thought that Qin Feng, who was merely at the second transformation of Buddha's aura, could fight Bai Zhanfei to a draw. Even though Bai Zhanfei's vitality was greatly injured, this was absolutely impossible. This surprise was only the beginning. After that strike, Bai Zhanfei actually turned around and fled. It seemed like he had exhausted his true essence and could no longer continue fighting. How could Qin Feng let him go? In the fight just now, Bai Zhanfei had undoubtedly used true essence, but Qin Feng had used star technology. After some adjustment, his aura had recovered a lot and he sent out several palm strikes. The eerie blue flame floated in the sky like a ghost. With a thought from Qin Feng, another white light quickly shot out. Young Bodian saw that it was a flying arrow, and the cloud-piercing arrow had already pierced Bai Zhanfei's shoulder. Rumble. As soon as the flying arrow landed, the spirit sunflower immediately circled around Bai Zhanfei's body. The flames instantly rose dozens of meters, as if they were going to ignite the sky. Qin Feng was still not at ease. A golden light appeared under his feet and his figure rushed into the sky. A dagger-sized sword suddenly flew out from his hand. The short sword suddenly grew bigger and became a long sword with a silver glow. When the long sword flew out, a dragon's roar echoed in the air. Rumble. Hundreds of sword lights instantly formed and flew into the flames. Although they couldn't see the situation inside the spirit sunflower, they didn't need to think to know that Bai Zhanfei had been pierced into a hornet's nest. The flames burned for a long time before calming down. During this time, Bai Zhanfei's pitiful cry could not be heard and his figure could not be seen in the sky or on the ground. A fourth true spirit realm expert had fallen like this and he was killed by a cultivator at the second Buddha transformation realm. Realizing that this fierce battle was finally over, Qin Feng sat on the ground. In order to kill Bai Zhanfei, he had exhausted all of his trump cards. He had even taken out the spirit sunflower and the 100-mile light sniper. He had also taken out the true artifact, the Dragon Cry sword, which he had obtained from Wang Shaohai not long ago. Young Badian stood rooted to the ground, unable to accept the reality in front of him. He had lived for so long and seen all sorts of geniuses, but this was the first time he had seen such a heaven-defying monster like Qin Feng. This guy was less than 30 years old, but he had the halos of an elixir king and a level 4 formation master. His cultivation at the second Buddha transformation realm was also top-notch among his peers. Moreover, young Badian knew Qin Feng wasn't just at the second Buddha transformation realm. A few days ago, he had killed a group of middle-stage and late-stage Buddha transformation realm experts by himself. Just now, he had even killed a spiritual venerable at the middle stage of the true spirit realm. "Brother Yang, are you all right?" Qin Feng ran to Yang Boshan's side after adjusting himself. Young Badian woke up with a start, as if it was the first time he had met Qin Feng. "Brother Qin, are you all right?" Qin Feng found it funny. He patted his chest and shouted, "Brother Yang, do I look like I'm not all right?" The shock in Yang Boshan's eyes could not be erased. "It's really unbelievable. I have lived for so long, but this is the first time I have seen a Buddha transformation realm expert kill a true spirit realm expert." Qin Feng recalled the battle and also felt he was too powerful. But he always kept a low profile, so he scratched his head and said with a smile, "Hee hee. It's all thanks to you that you injured by Zhang Fei. Otherwise, even 10 of me wouldn't be able to kill him." Young Badian didn't agree with Qin Feng's words. Even if he had contributed, Qin Feng was the main person who killed Bai Zhanfei. If it wasn't for his level 5 trap formation and the mysterious weapon, Bai Zhanfei wouldn't have died. "Brother Yang, take these elixirs." Qin Feng suddenly took out more than 10 jade bottles, and Yang Badian was stunned. The lowest quality among them was a first-grade king elixir, and the regeneration elixir and the great Bodhi elixir could make people go crazy. The regeneration elixir and the great Bodhi elixir were given to Qin Feng by Long Qianjun. Actually, these two elixirs weren't of high quality. The regeneration elixir was only a gold elixir, but its medicinal properties were extremely rare. The regeneration elixir could remove the elixir toxins in the body. It should be known that every cultivator of the divine continent had elixir toxins in their body. Moreover, the more elixirs they took, the more elixir toxins accumulated in their bodies. Some cultivators even died because of elixir toxins, and many high-level cultivators were unable to get rid of the elixir toxins, which led to a bottleneck in their cultivation. As for the great Bodhi elixir, it was even more precious. It was one of the rare elixirs in the entire divine continent that could purify spiritual roots. Cultivators with spiritual roots could cultivate quickly. If these cultivators' spiritual roots were purified and formed even purer spiritual roots, their cultivation speed would skyrocket. "Brother Qin, these elixirs are too precious. You should keep them." Yang Badian calmed down. "Brother Yang, if you still treat me as a brother, then keep them. They're just a few elixirs. They're nothing compared to our brotherhood," Qin Feng said with a smile. Young Badian didn't argue anymore and carefully kept the elixirs. Just as Qin Feng said, the two of them had just experienced a life-and-death battle. These elixirs were just worldly possessions. With the help of the healing elixirs, the two of them quickly recovered their strength. Although they hadn't fully recovered, they could move normally. At this moment, dozens of figures flew over from the direction of the red flower hole. The two of them frowned, but quickly calmed down. "Young Master Qin, are you all right?" "Young Master Qin, the red flower hall has been destroyed. The ordinary disciples all ran away. The little elder and the core disciples were killed. When we were fighting in the red flower hall, we heard a huge commotion here. We thought the sky was going to fall. The people who came were all familiar faces. Li Tao, Wen Yiming, and the others were all there. They were the helpers that Qin Feng had specially called. According to Qin Feng's plan, he would lure the Red Flower Hall's great elder and hall leader out. Then, he would join forces with Yang Badian to kill them. As for Li Tao and the others, they would take the opportunity to sneak attack the Red Flower Hall and completely eradicate this force. Now that both sides had successfully completed their mission, Qin Feng let out a long sigh of relief. Recently, he had been on guard against the suppression of the Red Flower Hole. Now, this big problem had finally been solved. Brother Yang and I are fine. You guys immediately return to the Spirit Immortal Kingdom. Don't casually come out. Among the people who came, Li Tao had the highest cultivation. He had stepped into the middle stage of the Buddha's light realm. The others were mostly saint kings, and most were even at the immortal Qi realm. They were able to take down the Red Flower Hall because Li Tao had brought the members of the Blood Evil sect. Yang Batian had also brought a few Buddha's light realm experts from Broken Flower City. Otherwise, with the power of the Spirit Immortal Kingdom alone, it would be difficult to destroy the Red Flower Hole. After Wen Yiming received the order, he had already left with the people of the Spirit Immortal Kingdom. Seeing Li Tao still staring at him bashfully, with no intention of leaving, Qin Feng immediately sent a flying kick at him. What are you smiling foolishly for? Help me look after the Spirit Immortal Kingdom. If anything happens, I'll hold you responsible. The Blood Evil sect disciples were confused. Usually, the Lord's sect leader was a very serious and cold man. Why did he seem like a different person when he saw Qin Feng? Li Tao was not angry. He even complained coquettishly, I know, young Master Qin. Even if you don't say it, I won't let my sisters be bullied. Everyone was speechless. The Buddha's light realm cultivators from Broken Flower City immediately retreated more than 10 meters away from Li Tao. When they attacked the Red Flower Hall, this man's attack was the fiercest. Why did he become like a bitch now? Li Tao finally left. If he had left a few seconds later, Qin Feng would have taken out the spirit sunflower and burned this monster to death. Yang Batian and the others let out a long sigh of relief. They felt that Li Tao was strange. Brother Qin, what do you plan to do next? Yang Batian asked. The cultivators who came from Broken Flower City were all elders. When they saw City Lord Yang calling Qin Fen brother, they were all shocked. Fortunately, they didn't see the shocking scene of Qin Fen killing by Zhang Fei. Otherwise, they would be scared to death. Qin Feng did not hide it. I plan to go to the Pill City again to suppress the arrogance of the Treasure Pill Tower. The cultivators from Broken Flower City couldn't help but exclaim. They were a bit disdainful. This kid called Qin Feng was so young, but he was so arrogant. The Treasure Pill Tower was one of the 4 big pill shops in the northern Sand Continent. Their foundation was many times stronger than the Red Flower Hole. Young Batian was shocked and hurriedly advised, Brother Qin, you better not provoke the Treasure Pill Tower, or at least not now. After all, our current forces are nothing in front of the Treasure Pill Tower. Qin Feng understood Yang Boshan's thoughts. He was not stupid enough to go to the Treasure Pill Tower alone. In fact, he had already thought of a way to deal with the Treasure Pill Tower, and it was not troublesome. Thank you for the reminder, Brother Yang. You don't have to worry about this. This time, Brother Yang is seriously injured. Go back to Broken Flower City and recuperate. After I finish my work, I will call Brother Yang to go treasure hunting. Qin Feng said treasure hunting was to find the Violet Cloud Valley. He had already obtained the map. Although Bai Shan said that the map was real, Qin Feng could not be sure. Since Brother Qin insists on going to the Treasure Pill Tower, how can I, your brother, retreat? Let's go kill our way. Yang Batian was heroic. He waved his sleeves and was about to step on his sword and attack the treasure pill tower. However, he was stopped by Qin Feng. "Brother Yang, you should go back to Broken Flower City and recuperate. Don't worry, I am not a fool. I will definitely not die." After Qin Feng persuaded him, Yang Badian left with his people. He thought that since Qin Feng killed by Zhanfei, maybe he still had some tricks up his sleeve. Dealing with the treasure pill tower was not a pipe dream. Chapter 1734. Qin Feng spent 2 days and 2 nights to get to Pill City. He wasn't in a hurry to find trouble with the treasure pill tower. Instead, he hid in a forest at the border of Pill City. When he destroyed the Red Flower Hall in Pear Continent, Qin Feng took Bai Shan and Bai Zhanfei's storage rings. However, he didn't have time to check the treasures inside. Now that he was sure that he was safe, he started to refine the seals on the storage rings. First, he checked Bai Shan's storage ring. This old man was at the peak of the 9 changes Buddha aura, so there were a lot of treasures in his storage ring. There were more than 50 million spirit stones and many precious herbs and refining materials. However, Qin Feng didn't care about these. He didn't even look at the other treasures and directly took out the map of Violet Cloud Valley that appeared at the Pear Continent auction. The moment the map touched his hand, an ancient aura came from it. This aura was very strange and even caused Qin Feng's divine sense to be interrupted for a few seconds. When he opened the scroll, the ancient aura became even stronger, but there was nothing on the map. "Master, it seems like this map is not fake. Even if it isn't the entrance to Violet Cloud Valley, it is still a very powerful place." Little Pig's excited voice came out. Qin Feng also realized the preciousness of this map. He hadn't even seen the materials used, but this wasn't the most important thing. Qin Feng quickly discovered that the reason why his divine sense was cut off was because of the divine sense seal engraved on the map. It has to be said that Qin Feng was a rank 3 pill king and a rank 4 formation master. His divine sense was much stronger than cultivators of the same level. It was even as strong as a true spirit realm master's divine sense. However, he couldn't use his divine sense to scan the seal on the map. As a result, he couldn't see what was hidden on the map. At this moment, Qin Feng understood Bai Shan's words. No wonder the old man was so sure this was the real deal. He had clearly noticed the divine sense seal on the map, and it was placed by at least a late-stage spirit-detecting realm cultivator. How bad could a map with a divine sense seal on it be for a cultivator at that level to spend so much effort to refine a map with a divine sense seal on it? After spending some more effort, Qin Feng still couldn't break the divine sense seal. The joy that rose in his heart suddenly disappeared. This map couldn't be opened at all. He felt like he could see it but not eat it. "Master, don't be discouraged. As long as you can refine the soul-devouring eyes of the flower-devouring snake, I believe you can remove the divine sense seal on this map," Little Pig suddenly reminded. The dreamy-eyed soul-devouring snake had been consuming psychic grass to grow all year round, so its godly spirit was incomparably powerful. Furthermore, its godly spirit energy was basically stored in its pair of soul-devouring eyes. Originally, Qin Feng planned to use the soul-devouring eyes and refining materials to forge a weapon, but he hadn't found the ideal weapon, so he had delayed it until now. Currently, he had 2 ideal weapons. One was the Dragon Cry sword that he had obtained from the Pear Continent's Wang family's patriarch, and the other was the Zhen Yi sword that the system had rewarded him with 2 million hedonist points and 2 million hedonist points after eradicating the Red Flower Hole. The Dragon Cry sword and the True Yi sword were both of the True Qi grade. However, the Dragon Cry sword was a low-grade True Qi grade, while the True Yi sword was a mid-grade True artifact. In the end, Qin Feng decided to fuse the Zhen Yi sword with the soul-devouring eye to create a weapon that could attack with divine sense. However, he didn't plan to forge it immediately. Currently, the people from Treasure Pill Pavilion were secretly working with the other two pill shops to deal with Four-Way Tower. Dealing with Treasure Pill Pavilion was more important. Qin Feng first put away the map of the Violet Cloud Valley and began to check Bai Zhanfei's storage ring. There was also a divine sense seal on the ring and Qin Feng spent a long time to break it. This made him understand the strength of his divine sense. It was actually comparable to a true spirit realm cultivator. Even Qin Feng, who had a mountain of treasures, was shocked when he saw Bai Zhanfei's storage ring. The wealth of a true spirit realm cultivator was several levels higher than that of a Buddha light realm cultivator. There were hundreds of millions of spirit stones, countless elixirs and cultivation techniques, and even a few level 6 spirit herbs. There were also many rare refining materials. Of course. What attracted Qin Feng the most was the huge bronze bell that Bai Zhanfei had used. When he took out the bronze bell, the system already displayed the bell's information. This huge ancient bell, which was as tall as a human, was called the Heaven Bell. It was a high-grade true artifact. As long as the energy was transmitted into the Heaven Bell, it would be instantly amplified several times. No wonder Bai Zhanfei could still use his peak true essence after being seriously injured. After understanding the effects of the Heaven Bell, Qin Feng was overjoyed. This true artifact was a rare treasure. If used in battle, he could kill enemies above his level. And now that Qin Feng was in the second transformation of the Buddha light, he could already kill intermediate Buddha light stage cultivators. He thought that with the Heaven Bell, he might be able to kill late Buddha light stage cultivators. Qin Feng quickly thought of the matter of dealing with the Treasure Pill House. Originally, he planned to use the 100-Li light sniper to randomly bombard the Treasure Pill House from afar. His goal was not to truly destroy the Treasure Pill House, but to cause chaos in the Treasure Pill House and disrupt the sect leader's plan. Now that he had obtained the Heaven Bell, Qin Feng had a new idea. He did not intend to use the Energy Star Stone to launch the 100-mile light sniper. After all, there was only one Energy Star Stone. If he used it up, he would not be able to use it. It would be better to add the Spirit Sunflower Fire Seed to the 100-mile light sniper and then use the Heaven Bell to enhance the energy. He believed that its power would also be very powerful. Little Pig, can the 100-mile light sniper fire the Spirit Sunflower? Qin Feng thought of it and did it. Little Pig said, Master, the products of Star Saint technology are very user-friendly. They don't need a specific energy supply. As long as there is an energy source, it can be used. Qin Feng was excited again. It seemed that his idea could be put into action. He did not waste any time. He immediately took out the 100-mile light sniper, removed the Energy Star Stone installed at the tail, and put the fist-sized Spirit Sunflower Fire Seed into it. Sizzle! When the Spirit Sunflower was put in, the 100-mile light sniper issued a burst of crisp flames. The body of the gun was originally surrounded by white lightning, but now there were a few circles of blue flames. Although it hadn't been fired yet, Qin Feng could feel the endless hidden energy stirring just by holding the 100-mile light sniper. If this energy burst out, the power would be unimaginable. If he used the Sky Bell to strengthen the energy, the effect would be incomparably fierce. After the preparations were complete, Qin Feng jumped to the top of a big tree and held the domineering 100-mile light sniper in his hand. This wild forest was 80 kilometers away from the Treasure Pill Tower. Qin Feng couldn't even see the location of the Treasure Pill Tower with his naked eye, but he had the 100-mile light sniper. This product of Star Saint technology had a range of 100 kilometers. When Qin Feng opened the long-range scope of the 100-mile light sniper, the Treasure Pill Tower that was 80 kilometers away seemed to appear in front of his eyes. Ha! You bastards of the Treasure Pill Tower, even if you were beaten to death, you wouldn't think that it was your grandfather who fired the gun from 100 miles away. Qin Feng laughed in his heart. This feeling of hiding in the dark and launching a sneak attack was really refreshing. P.S. Thank you, book friend 450372239, Tycoon Bro, for the 100,000 yuan reward. Congratulations Tycoon Bro for becoming the 16th Hedonist Sovereign Alliance leader. After the 11th, Old Do will release 5 chapters for Tycoon Bro. There are many friends getting married on the 11th, so Old Do is extremely busy. Recently, I've been a bit slow in updating. Please forgive me, I'll release 5 chapters after the 11th. Chapter 1735. Boom! A loud explosion erupted, and a streak of blue flames shot out from the laser sniper like a blue dragon whizzing through the air. A few seconds later, the spirit sunflower blossomed in the sky above the treasure pill pavilion. Flames rained down from the sky, scaring many disciples who were passing by. There were even a few who raised their heads in bewilderment, only to be incinerated by the spirit sunflower in the next second. Boom! Qin Feng fired the second shot as soon as the flames rained down. An earth-shattering explosion rang out, and this time, the spirit sunflower condensed into a huge fireball, raising one of the main buildings of the treasure pill pavilion to the ground. The crowd finally came to their senses. They realized that this was not some kind of spectacle, it was the treasure pill pavilion being attacked. At the same time, the disciples were shocked. Who dared to attack the treasure pill pavilion? Were they tired of living? The treasure pill pavilion is under attack. Everyone, join forces and annihilate the enemy. A junior elder shouted after regaining his senses. Everyone looked around and soon discovered a serious problem. The attacker was nowhere to be seen. Elder Lu Ji, there's no sign of the enemy. Save me. Quick, save me, I'm being burned by the flames. The entire treasure pill pavilion was plunged into chaos. The blue flames rained down from the sky, and anyone who was distracted for a moment would be devoured by the spirit sunflower. Many disciples hid under the buildings, and a few of them asked Elder Lu Ji what to do, only to find a blue fireball falling from the sky and burning Elder Lu Ji into nothingness. Quick, inform the Grand Elder and the sect leader, the treasure pill pavilion is in trouble. Qin Feng's attack was too fierce, and the worst part was that the disciples of the treasure pill pavilion couldn't even retaliate. However, this was only the beginning. Qin Feng only fired a few shots from the laser sniper, and he didn't even use the heaven bell to enhance the power of the spirit sunflower. Even though they were hundreds of kilometers apart, Qin Feng could clearly see the flames and smoke inside the treasure pill pavilion through the telescope. He clapped his hand, and the bronze bell that was as tall as a man appeared in front of him. Then, he pointed the laser sniper at the bottom of the bell and fired a shot. Boom! The commotion was much more intense than before, and Qin Feng could even feel the ground beneath his feet shaking. He hurriedly looked into the telescope, and in just a few breaths, a dazzling blue fireball fell to the ground, instantly setting off a wave of flames. All the buildings within a radius of several hundred meters collapsed instantly, as if a missile had been dropped on them. Qin Feng could faintly hear the loud noises even from 100 miles away in the forest. This heaven bell was indeed extraordinary. Qin Feng suppressed the excitement in his heart and fired a few more shots. Rumble. At this time, the treasure pill pavilion seemed to have suffered a heavenly tribulation. The other areas of Pill City were unscathed, only the sky above the treasure pill pavilion was ablaze with flames and explosions like muffled thunder. The sect's disciples were already in chaos. In just the time it took for an incense stick to burn, over 100 disciples had been killed, and many disciples had fled the treasure pill pavilion. Sect leader, the base of the pill workshop was suddenly attacked. Please go out and take a look. Within a majestic palace, the great elders and little elders of the treasure pill pavilion were gathered, each looking more anxious than the other. Sitting in the main hall was a dignified old man whose aura was as vast as the ocean. Even the great elders in the palace could not see through him. This person was the sect leader of the Treasure Pill Pavilion, Lu Tianhai, who was now at the True Spirit Realm 7. He was originally not a match for Su Mingyue of the Four Direction Tower, but he guessed that Su Mingyue had been severely injured after failing to break through a few days ago, so he wanted to take this opportunity to get rid of the Four Direction Tower. Lu Tianhai did not dare to act alone, so he had been secretly communicating with the sect leaders of the Spirit Pill Association and Immortal Grass Gate. They had planned to attack the Four Direction Tower in 5 days, but the base of the Pill Workshop had suddenly been attacked today. Seeing the great elders and little elders panicking, Lu Tianhai had a dissatisfied expression on his face. Their Treasure Pill Pavilion was one of the top 4 pill workshops in the Northern Sand region, so even if they were attacked, they would not be so frightened. All of you, shut up! Lu Tianhai roared angrily, and the great elders immediately quietened down. He continued to shout, "If someone dares to cause trouble at the Treasure Pill Pavilion, just go and kill them. Why are you running here in such a panic? What a disgrace!" The main hall that Lu Tianhai was in was the place where he cultivated in seclusion. He had already set up a soundproof array to prevent outside interference, so he could not hear the earth-shattering sounds outside. Otherwise, he would not be as calm as he was right now. The little elders did not dare to speak at all. In the end, it was the great elder with the highest prestige who spoke. "Lord Sect Leader, the one who attacked the Treasure Pill Pavilion this time is most likely a powerful force. More than half of the pill workshop has been destroyed, but we haven't even found a trace of them." "What? How could something like this happen?" Lu Tianhai finally realized the seriousness of the situation. He knew that the 4 great elders under him were all at the Buddha Light late stage, and the great elder talking to him was at the peak of the 9 Changes realm. How could they not even find a trace of the enemy? Could it be a true spirit realm master? While Lu Tianhai was pondering, a violent tremor came from the palace. More than half of the building collapsed in an instant. It was more violent than an earthquake. Rumble. Several blue fireballs fell from the cracked roof. 2 of the little elders could not react in time and were incinerated on the spot. The remaining great elders were pale with fright. They quickly found a safe place to hide. Lu Tianhai did not even have the time to scold his cowardly subordinates. Before anyone could see him move, his figure was already hovering in the air. He reached out to grab the fireball that was falling from the sky. However, just as the fireball was about to fall into his hand, Lu Tianhai's expression changed drastically and he hastily retreated to the side. Rumble. The fireballs fell to the ground and created countless craters, but the flames did not extinguish. They emitted a faint blue light that burned the air in the room. The 20th ranked Heavenly Fire Spirit Sunflower on the Divine Supreme Continent. How is this possible? Lu Tianhai's eyes widened as if he had seen a ghost. He would never have thought that the Heavenly Fire Spirit Sunflower would suddenly appear in the sky above the Treasure Pill Pavilion. The surviving great elders in the room were shocked. No wonder these flames were so powerful. They were ranked 20th among the Heavenly Fires. However, they soon thought of something even more terrifying. Wasn't the Heavenly Fire Spirit Sunflower in Senior Long's hands? Could it be Senior Long's doing? Lord Sect Leader, this. The great elder opened his mouth to ask. Lu Tianhai interrupted him before he could finish. It's not a rumor that the Heavenly Fire Spirit Sunflower is in Long Qianjuan's hands, it's the truth. Since the Heavenly Fire Spirit Sunflower appeared in the sky above the Treasure Pill Pavilion, it must be that old fart Long Qianjuan's doing. Moreover, you didn't even see his shadow. Only Long Qianjun could do something like this. The great elders couldn't help exclaiming. Did Long Qianjun take the wrong medicine? Why did he suddenly attack the Treasure Pill Pavilion? Lord Sect Leader, the rumor a few days ago couldn't be true, right? Long Qianjun took Qin Feng as his disciple? The great elder suddenly blurted out. Lu Tianhai's expression was extremely solemn. His eyes were filled with boundless hatred and fury. He had already allied with the other two pill shops and would be able to destroy the four-way tower in another 5 days. He didn't expect Long Qianjun to suddenly make such a move and ruin all his plans. That old fart Long Qianjun hasn't made a move for several decades. Now that he's suddenly made a move, the rumor must be true. I've really underestimated that Qin Feng. If we don't get rid of him today, he'll definitely become a great threat in the future. Lu Tianhai seemed to be talking to himself. At this point, the great elder's expressions suddenly turned vicious. Since they were going to die anyway, they might as well fight it out with Long Qianjun and the four-way tower. Lu Tianhai also had the same thought. However, before he could give the order, the dark blue fireballs suddenly disappeared. The sky was quiet, as if nothing had happened. Lord Sect Leader, where did the heavenly fire go? The great elders were astonished. Lu Tianhai's expression changed unpredictably. In the end, his expression was cold as ice. Long Qianjun, he's really too much of a bully. Our treasure pill tower has never had any grudges with him. How dare he attack us like this? The few elders were puzzled, but no one dared to ask too much. Lu Tianhai was still cursing Long Qianjun, Qin Feng, and the four-way tower. He had made a mistake from the very beginning. He thought that Long Qianjun had personally made the move. He didn't know that it was actually Qin Feng who had shot the spirit sunflower with the 100-mile ray sniper. Because of this, when the spirit sunflower suddenly disappeared, Lu Tianhai thought that Long Qianjun had purposely pressured him into doing something to show his submission. In truth, for a moment, Lu Tianhai wanted to contact the other two pill shops and fight to the death with Long Qianjun. However, he immediately dismissed this crazy idea. Putting aside the cultivation realm that Long Qianjun had attained, just the wave of heavenly fire attack just now had already inflicted heavy damage to the treasure pill pavilion. At this time, what qualifications did he have to rope in the other two pill workshops to risk their lives for him? Taking a step back, since Long Qianjun had launched a fierce attack on the treasure pill tower, would he also launch an attack on the Immortal Herb Gate and the Spirit Pill Association? Moreover, even though the Bright Moon Tower's head of the four-way tower was injured, the power of the number 1 pill shop could not be ignored. If Long Qianjun and the four-way tower joined hands, the treasure pill tower would be destroyed in minutes. In just a few short minutes, thousands of thoughts flashed through Lu Tianhai's mind. If he knew the truth, would he die of anger on the spot? Quick! Seal the treasure pill tower and activate the 5th grade defensive formation. Announce to the public that the treasure pill tower will be sealed off from the outside world for 5 years. A moment later, Lu Tianhai suddenly issued an order. The great elders were dumbfounded. They had no idea what the sect leader was thinking. Lord Sect Leader, do you want to reconsider? The great elder couldn't help but ask. Halfway through his sentence, Lu Tianhai rebuked him, cut the crap. Hurry up and do as I say. 50 kilometers away, Qin Feng gloomily put away his 100-kilometer light sniper. Not long ago, Little Pig had reminded him that he couldn't shoot the spirit sunflower flame anymore because the 100-mile ray sniper was a product of star technology. Its original energy supply was all kinds of energy stones. The spirit sunflower was a heavenly flame of the divine world. It had almost burnt the 100-mile light sniper rifle after being shot several times. Chapter 1736. Just as Qin Feng was contemplating whether or not he should fire a few more shots with the energy star stone, he saw an astonishing scene through the telescope. His vision was filled with darkness, and he couldn't see the situation inside the treasure pill pavilion. Soon, Qianfen understood that the treasure pill pavilion had activated a divine sense concealment formation, so he couldn't see inside. Moreover, after some observation, Qianfen discovered that there was a grade 5 defensive formation around the treasure pill pavilion. Once this kind of large-scale defensive formation was activated, it would be very difficult to deactivate. It was clear that the treasure pill pavilion's various actions indicated that they wanted to seal off the mountain. The treasure pill pavilion is going to seal their mountain? What's going on? Qin Feng had a puzzled look on his face. Originally, he only wanted to disrupt the treasure pill pavilion's plan and then find an opportunity to destroy this power. Who would have thought that the treasure pill pavilion would be so scared that they directly sealed off their mountain? Now that the treasure pill pavilion was protected by a large rank 5 defense formation, Qianfen didn't shoot the 100-lead light sniper anymore. That was simply a waste of the energy star stones. He waited for a while longer, but there was still no movement from the treasure pill pavilion. Only then did Qianfen put away his laser sniper and rushed into the city. At this time, Pill City was already in an uproar. All the major forces were discussing about the mysterious flame that fell from the sky not long ago. Was that flame really the 20th ranked heavenly fire spirit sunflower? Many great elders of sect said that it was the spirit sunflower, so it should be true. Moreover, rumor has it that the spirit sunflower is in Senior Long's hands. I don't know why it suddenly landed in the sky above the treasure pill house. I just came back from the Dan treasure house. They have already sealed the mountain. The treasure pill pavilion has sealed itself off. Did he really offend Senior Dragon? This is big news. A few days ago, the inside of Square Tower was still a bleak scene. The disciples were dejected, worried that the other 3 pill workshops would attack at any time. At this time, it was very lively. All the disciples had joyful expressions on their faces, and they were discussing the matter of the treasure pill house sealing the mountain. Brother Xuanfei, there's great news. The treasure pill pavilion sealed their mountain. Su Xuanfei had just finished refining pills and was startled when he came out. Senior brother Bai Dan, what do you mean? Why did the treasure pill pavilion suddenly seal their mountain? Su Bai Dan had just received the news and immediately came to share his joy with Su Xuanfei. Ha! This is all thanks to young hero Qin. I really didn't expect that Senior Long would go against the treasure pill tower for young hero Qin. Just the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, Senior Long displayed his invincible might and rained down a rain of heavenly fire over the treasure pill tower. The entire treasure pill tower was blasted into ruins, and many disciples and elders were killed or injured. In the end, they couldn't even find a trace of Senior Long. I'm afraid that they're afraid of Senior Long's divine might, so they've already sealed themselves off from the outside world for the next 5 years. Su Xuanfei was stunned by this news. He still remembered that before Qianfen left, Qianfen had said that he would suppress the treasure pill pavilion. At that time, Su Xuanfei didn't take it seriously. After all, no matter how strong Qianfen was, it was impossible for him to be a match for the colossal treasure pill pavilion. Who would have thought that Qianfen would fulfill his promise in such a short time? Some people were happy while others were sad. In the Spirit Pill Association and Immortal Grass Gate, all the elders had worried expressions, and the sect master also frowned. Sect Master Feng, now that the treasure pill pavilion has sealed themselves off from the outside world, what should we do? The Spirit Pill Association's Grand Elder lost his confidence. I've already asked around. It's Long Qianjuan's doing. He really took Qianfen as his disciple. Now, the entire Pill City is going crazy with the news that Long Qianjun took Qianfen as his disciple and destroyed the treasure pill pavilion in a fit of rage. Recently, we've been very close to the treasure pill pavilion. Don't tell me Long Qianjun has his eyes on us as well. The few grand elders discussed among themselves. Sect Master Feng's expression became more and more serious. After a moment of silence, he suddenly shouted, "All of you, shut up. Hurry up and pay a visit to the Four Quarters Tower with your precious gifts. Let's try to resolve this conflict." After the group of elders left, Sect Master Feng looked up at the sky and let out a long sigh. Long Qianjun only attacked the treasure pill pavilion. Looks like he's killing the chicken to warn the monkey. I've made the wrong move this time. How could I have trusted that old man, Lu Tianhai? He almost caused my Spirit Pill Association to seal themselves off from the outside world. The situation in the northern sand region is turbulent. Every year, there will be powerful cultivators emerging. If they don't come out in 5 years, the treasure pill pavilion will probably be reduced to a small pill shop at the bottom of the hierarchy. Qin Fan still didn't know about the great changes in Pill City. He had no idea that it was all because of him. When he arrived at the Four Quarters Tower, he felt that all the disciples were looking at him with respect. He was a little puzzled. Elder Su, why did the treasure pill pavilion seal themselves off from the outside world? Qin Fan found Su Xuanfei's residence and found Su Baidan, Su Baizhen, and Su Ru there. The four of them were discussing Qin Fan. When they saw him, they immediately went up to him excitedly. "Young hero Qin, it's all thanks to you this time. You're the one who resolved the Four Quarters Tower's crisis." Su Baidan's voice was trembling. The shock in Su Baizhen's eyes hadn't faded yet. He looked at Qin Fan in a daze. He realized that the more he got to know Qin Fan, the more he couldn't see through him. When Su Ru first saw Qin Fan, her face was filled with excitement and even admiration. However, when she suddenly remembered that this guy had rejected her not long ago, her face immediately turned cold. "Elder Bai Dan, you're being too serious. The heavenly fire above the treasure pill pavilion was indeed released by me, but it wasn't enough for them to seal themselves off from the outside world." Qin Fan's words stunned the four of them. After a long while, Su Xuanfei came back to his senses and asked, "Qin Fan, you said that the spiritual sunflower fire above the treasure pill pavilion was released by you? How did you get the spiritual sunflower?" Qin Fan didn't treat Su Xuanfei and the others as outsiders, and he didn't try to hide the matter of the spiritual sunflower. "Elder Su, when my master took me as his disciple, he gave me the spiritual sunflower fire seed. The spiritual sunflower is with me now." The four of them couldn't believe it. It turned out that the ferocious attack was launched by Qin Fan. However, they soon had many things they couldn't figure out. If the spiritual sunflower was with Qin Fan, how did he release it above the treasure pill pavilion without being caught by the treasure pill pavilion's people? After all, Lu Tianhai was a spiritual venerable in the late stage of the true spirit realm. How could he let Qin Fan do whatever he wanted? They couldn't figure it out even after racking their brains, but they didn't ask. They knew Qin Fan wouldn't lie, so he must have some powerful magic weapon. It was better not to ask about such an obscure matter. Qin Fan didn't explain the existence of the 100 miles light sniper, because he couldn't explain it. He realized that the treasure pill pavilion's mountain ceiling seemed to be related to his attack, so he quickly asked, "Elder Su, did the treasure pill pavilion seal their mountain because of the heavenly fire? That doesn't make sense." Su Xuanfei and the others didn't know that Qin Fan had forced the treasure pill pavilion to seal their mountain, but he didn't know what to say. The treasure pill pavilion is one of the northern sand continent's 4 great elixir stores. There are many Buddha light venerables in the sect, and sect master Lu Tianhai is a true spirit realm expert. Of course he wouldn't be frightened by the heavenly fire. It's a coincidence that the spiritual sunflower fire seed belonged to Senior Long, but no one knew that Senior Long had already given it to you. I guess Lu Tianhai mistakenly thought that it was Senior Long who did it, so he was forced to seal his mountain and announced that he wouldn't be involved in the affairs of the world for 5 years. After hearing the explanation, Qin Fen suddenly understood. He found it a little funny. He only wanted to disrupt the Treasure Pill Pavilion's plan, but he didn't expect that it would scare the Treasure Pill Pavilion into sealing their mountain. At this moment, a disciple ran in hurriedly. 2 Grand Elders, the sect masters of the Spiritual Pill Association and Immortal Herb Gate are here. Su Xuanfei and Su Baiden's expressions changed drastically. Why would the sect masters of those 2 elixir stores suddenly come? Could it be that the Spiritual Pill Association and Immortal Herb Gate couldn't hold back after seeing the Treasure Pill Pavilion seal their mountain, and decided to destroy the 4-way tower today? Qin Fen's expression also turned solemn, but a moment later, his brows relaxed, and he said with a smile, "Elder Su, Elder Bai Dan, let's go out and have a look. If there's any negotiation later, let me handle it, okay?" Qin Fen was no longer a member of the 4-way tower, but his status in the 4-way tower was extraordinary. Especially after forcing the Treasure Pill Pavilion to seal their mountain, his reputation had even surpassed Su Xuanfei and Su Baidan. The 2 of them didn't hesitate and immediately agreed to Qin Fen's suggestion. In their hearts, Qin Fen was already their pillar of support. Everyone rushed to the elixir store's guest house. There were more than 100 disciples waiting outside the building. The arrival of the 2 sect masters had obviously alarmed the entire 4-way tower. "What's the situation inside?" Su Baidan didn't rush in and asked a young elder guarding the door. The young elder immediately said respectfully, "2 Grand Elders, young hero Qin, the sect masters of the Spiritual Pill Association and Immortal Herb Gate have suddenly come to visit. The 2 of them came alone without bringing any disciples with them, and each of them is carrying a few large gift boxes. It seems like they're here to congratulate us." Su Baidan and Su Xuanfei were dumbfounded. The Spiritual Pill Association and Immortal Herb Gate had been in close contact with the Treasure Pill Pavilion recently, and it was obvious that they wanted to suppress the 4-way tower. What was the meaning of this sudden visit? Qin Fen's lips curled into a smile. He knew that his previous guess was right. The Spiritual Pill Association and Immortal Herb Gate had lost their confidence because of the Treasure Pill Pavilion's sealing of their mountain. It was the wisest choice for them to come and express their goodwill. "Everyone, follow me in." Qin Fen had already strode through the door. The room was very empty, and there were only white hair and Xia Wuxing inside. It seemed like the disciples of the 4-way tower were afraid of these 2 and didn't even dare to enter the room. As the sect masters of the 4-way tower, there was no need for them to get up and greet Su Xuanfei and the others. However, when they saw the young man who entered first, their hearts sank, and they immediately greeted him with smiles. "Ha! I've long heard of young hero Qin's great name. Now that I've met you, you're indeed extraordinary. Young hero Qin, I'm the sect master of Immortal Herb Gate, Xia Wuxing. If young hero Qin doesn't mind, you can call me Brother Xia." Qin Fen looked calm, but his heart was beating like a drum. These 2 were true spirit realm cultivators, after all. Even though they had deliberately suppressed their auras, the auras that they exuded subconsciously from their movements were enough to make Qin Fen gasp for breath. Qin Fen even thought that if the 2 of them suddenly made a move, the entire 4-way tower wouldn't be able to stop them. Su Xuanfei and the others, who had followed them in, were even more nervous. They had seen white hair and Xia Wuxing a few times, but that was only during the large-scale elixir gathering held in Pill City, and they even looked at each other from afar. It was definitely the first time that they were in the same room less than 10 meters apart. Most importantly, these 2 sect masters had actually lowered their attitude and took the initiative to greet Qin Fen. Chapter 1737. Ha! Sect Master Feng and Sect Master Xia are too serious. May I know why the two of you are here? Su Xuanfei and the others didn't speak, and Qin Fen pretended to be ignorant. Whitehead and Xia Wuxing looked at each other. In the end, Whitehead stood up and said, "Young hero Qin, the Panacea Association and Immortal Grass Gate have always been good friends with the Four-Way Tower, so I won't beat around the bush and will get straight to the point. A few days ago, Sect Master Lu Tianhai of the Treasure Elixir Tower came to me and Brother Xia Wuxing several times, suggesting that the three forces join forces to attack the Four-Way Tower. Brother Xia and I refused, and we even angered the Treasure Elixir Tower. Later, we thought it was necessary to inform the fellow Taoists of the Four-Way Tower so that they could be prepared, so we suddenly came today." Whitehair spoke as if he was telling the truth. If Qin Fen didn't already know the truth, he would have been fooled. However, Qin Fen wasn't stupid enough to expose him. The Four-Way Tower wasn't as powerful as it looked. Not only was the Bright Moon Tower Master in seclusion, but Sage Pear was also one of the main forces of the Four-Way Tower, but she was betrayed and killed. Therefore, even if the Panacea Association and Immortal Herb Gate attacked the Four-Way Tower, the consequences would be unpredictable. "I see." Qin Feng nodded and said seriously, "Then you really came at the right time. If you came a few minutes later, I'm afraid the entire Pill City would have changed." Su Baidan and the others held back their laughter and stood at the side with cold expressions. They thought that Qin Fen's acting was really perfect. Whitehair and Xia Wuxing's hearts skipped a beat. Xia Wuxing said anxiously, "Young hero Qin, what do you mean?" Qin Fen looked like he wanted to say something. "Young hero Qin, we are all on the same side. If you have something to say, just say it." Whitehair was also very anxious and had a vague feeling of unease. Cough, cough. Qin Fen cleared his throat and said, "Then I will say it directly. Actually, my master has already made a decision to suppress the forces that are against the Four-Way Tower. Not long ago, the extraordinary fire of the Treasure Elixir Tower was Lord Master's doing. He also said that the Immortal Herb Gate and the Panacea Association are not good people." His words scared Whitehair and Xia Wuxing so much that they broke out in a cold sweat. Although they were also true spirit realm experts, compared to Long Qianjun, they were completely vulnerable. Taking 10,000 steps back, the Treasure Pill Pavilion was much more powerful than the Spirit Pill Association and Immortal Grass Sect, yet they were still forced to seal their sect. "Young hero Qin, where is Senior Long? He must have misunderstood our Spirit Pill Association." White Wind glanced around. Xia Wuxing chimed in, "That's right, young hero Qin. Brother Feng and I have always been on the side of Square Tower. We hope that Senior Long can see through this." These two old fellows were quite thick-skinned. They would never admit to colluding with the Treasure Pill Pavilion a few days ago even if they were beaten to death. However, none of this mattered. As long as they knew that they were afraid, it would be fine. "Master is in the back room. He already knew that you guys were here, but he doesn't want to see you," Qin Feng said. The two of them did not suspect that, given Long Qianjuan's cultivation base, he would have sensed their auras the moment they stepped into the main entrance of the Square Tower. White Wind and Xia Wuxing originally guessed that the Treasure Pill Pavilion's sealing of their sect had something to do with Long Qianjun. But now, there was no need to think about it. Senior Long was already at the Square Tower. "Young hero Qin, it seems that Senior Long has misunderstood me and Brother Xia. I hope that you can help explain." White Wind suddenly lowered his stance. The dignified Spirit Pill Association sect master seemed to have lowered his head to Qin Feng. It wasn't just him. Xia Wuxing also hurriedly spoke up to curry favor with Qin Feng. This scene dumbfounded Su Xuanfei and the others. Not long ago, they were worried that White Wind and Xia Wuxing would bring people to attack. Now that the two sect masters had really come, they had appeared in such a manner. Qin Feng said with a troubled expression, "AI. Sect masters, you too must know that my master has a strange temper. It is difficult to change his mind. He said that after resting for a while, he will teach the Spirit Pill Association and Immortal Grass sect a lesson. I can't persuade him otherwise." White Wind and Xia Wuxing's eyes widened. They almost cursed out loud. However, when they thought about how powerful Long Qianjun and the Square Tower were, they held themselves back. "Young hero Qin, let's not beat around the bush. The Spirit Pill Association is willing to fork out 100 million spirit stones to resolve this misunderstanding." White Wind's words shocked everyone. Unexpectedly, Xia Wuxing immediately echoed, "Immortal Grass sect is also willing to fork out 100 million spirit stones and continue to be allies with the Square Tower in the future." Su Xuanfei and the others didn't know what to say. The Square Tower was originally in dire straits. Who would have thought that Qin Feng would return with 200 million high-grade spirit stones in less than a day? Moreover, this was the price that the other party had offered. Qin Feng hadn't even said anything. Qin Feng pretended to ponder for a while before saying, "Sect masters, you two are really putting me in a difficult position. I have just acknowledged Senior Long as my master. Is it not good to interfere with his decision now?" An imperceptible ominous glint flashed across White Wind's eyes. However, he quickly laughed and said, "Haha. It is indeed putting you in a difficult position. How about this? I will give young hero Qin 10 level 5 spirit herbs as repayment." Qin Fang's eyes lit up. The quality of level 5 spirit herbs was already very high. Although he had found many level 6 spirit herbs in the Fallen God's Sea, why would he reject a free gift? Xia Wuxing had a distressed look on his face. However, since White Wind had spoken, he couldn't stay idle. "I will do whatever Elder Brother Feng says." Although Qin Feng was a scammer, he knew when to stop. Otherwise, if he crossed the other party's bottom line, he wouldn't get anything in the end. He could see that White Wind and Xia Wuxing's bottom line was about the same. If he forced them to increase the price, they might fall out with each other. If that happened, the Square Tower would really be finished. "Okay, you guys go back and prepare first. I'll try to persuade Master," Qin Feng said indifferently. The two of them left. After walking for a while, Su Xuanfei and the others finally came back to their senses. They looked at Qin Feng in disbelief. Their eyes were filled with shock and admiration. This guy was so young, but he had actually deceived the two sect masters of the Square Tower. "Qin Feng, will those two go back on their words after they go back?" Su Xuanfei suddenly frowned. "You don't have to worry about that. If they went back on their words, they would have already done it. Why would they go back? Moreover, 100 million spirit stones and 10 level 5 spirit herbs are things that an ordinary cultivator would never be able to obtain in their lifetime. However, it is nothing in the eyes of the Panacea Association and Immortal Grass faction." Everyone nodded. What Qin Feng said made sense. Moreover, everyone could see that White Wind and Xia Wuxing were truly afraid. They thought that Senior Long was really in the Square Tower. Now, not only had the Treasure Pill Tower sealed its mountain, but the sect masters of the Panacea Association and Immortal Grass faction had also been intimidated. The boulder that had been pressing down on everyone's hearts for the past few days had finally disappeared. They felt that their breathing had become much smoother. Chapter 1738. The compensation promised by White Hair and Xia Wuxing was fully paid. Qin Feng originally planned to give half of it to the Square Tower, but Su Baidan and Su Xuanfei insisted on not accepting it. Qin Feng didn't bother with pleasantries. Now that the Treasure Pill Tower had sealed itself, there was one less of the 4 big pill workshops in the North Sand region. Qin Fan planned to take this opportunity to develop the Chinese Chamber of Commerce and fight for the title of the new 4 big pill workshops. He was also in urgent need of spirit stones. In addition to the 200 million spirit stones from the Immortal Herb faction and the Spiritual Pill Association, Qin Feng now had 360 million high-grade spirit stones. To an ordinary cultivator, this was an inexhaustible amount of wealth. However, it was like trying to put out a burning cart of firewood with a cup of water. Seeing that the situation in Pill City had been settled, Qin Fan felt a huge weight lifted from his heart. He had been staying in the square tower for the past few days, cultivating in seclusion and trying to refine the soul-devouring eye of the dreaming-eyed soul-devouring snake. During this time, he had wasted a lot of forging materials. Fortunately, after 7 days, he had successfully fused the soul-devouring eye with the genie sword, creating a weapon that could attack with divine sense. However, Qin Fan quickly discovered that this pair of soul-devouring eyes had not been completely refined. He had only refined an extremely small part of them because with the strength of his current divine sense, he could only refine a small part of them. Master, the main attack method of the dazzling soul-devouring snake is the soul-devouring eye. Therefore, the soul-devouring snake's divine sense is extremely powerful. Master can wait until your divine sense is stronger before slowly refining it. The more you refine it, the stronger the divine sense attack produced by this genie sword, Little Pig explained to him. After realizing that the genie sword could still be refined in the later stages, Qin Feng didn't have to worry anymore. What he was afraid of was that this weapon had already taken shape. If he couldn't refine it in the later stages, he would waste the materials for the soul-devouring eye. Qin Feng composed himself and immediately took out the map of Violet Cloud Valley. The reason why he forged the new Jin-Yi sword was to remove the divine sense seal on the map. He spread out the map, but it was still blank. Qin Fan tried to use his divine sense to scan it, but he only felt a stabbing pain in his head. The feeling of his divine sense being cut off appeared again. He immediately grabbed the genie sword and slashed downwards. Before the sword cheek could land on the map, it was repelled by a layer of white mist. Following that, a strange energy appeared and once again severed Qin Feng's divine sense. This time, the energy came from the genie sword. Bang! Suddenly, there was a muffled sound, but nothing seemed to explode. However, the map changed. The layer of fog disappeared, and a pattern of mountains and rivers gradually appeared. This map was very detailed, and the main areas were labeled with names. However, when Qin Feng scanned the map, he didn't recognize a single place. Young hero Qin, are you okay? Su Xuanfei suddenly entered the house. When he passed by the door, he heard the loud noise and thought that something had happened. Elder Su, you've come at the right time. Can you help me take a look at this map? There was no need for Qin Fan to hide this map from Su Xuanfei. If this was really the map of the Violet Cloud Valley's entrance, he planned to take the initiative to invite Su Xuanfei and the others to explore with him. Su Xuanfei looked at it carefully and recognized it. Young hero Qin, this is a map of the Jiangchuan region. Why are you going there? What kind of place is the Jiangchuan region? Elder Su, can you tell me more about it? Rumor has it that there is a huge spirit vein hidden under the River Creek area. Therefore, the land in this area is very popular. The clans and sects that can exist in this area are not simple. Any one of them would be quite famous in the Northern Sand region. The Jiangchuan region passes through 5 large markets, more than 20 private cities, hundreds of clans' territories, and countless small villages and towns. This map of yours leads to the White Spirit Mountain? What kind of map is this? Su Xuanfei suddenly raised his voice. Qin Feng hurriedly asked, what kind of place is the White Spirit Mountain? The White Spirit Mountain is the habitat of the legendary White Spirit divine bird. I didn't think that this place was not just a legend. It is actually at the end of the Jiangchuan region. Su Xuanfei's voice was trembling. Now that the Bright Moon Tower Master's spirit core was damaged, she needed the White Spirit Pill to repair it. The main ingredient to refine the White Spirit Pill was the White Spirit Divine Bird's spirit core. After Qin Feng understood, he became excited. That's great. Wait for me to spread the name of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce, then I'll make a trip to the White Spirit Mountain. This was originally a map of the Violet Cloud Valley. Unexpectedly, it led to the White Spirit Mountain. Qin Feng didn't understand what was going on. Could it be that this map was fake? Because he couldn't confirm the authenticity of the map, Qin Feng didn't mention anything about the Violet Cloud Valley. He planned to make a trip there himself. It would be best if he could really find the White Spirit Divine Bird. In the next few days, Qin Feng was busy with the affairs of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. Half a month ago, he had already subdued more than 20 small factions in the Square Tower. The Firely Zhu family had also submitted to Qin Feng, but he didn't expect them to betray him. But now, it seemed that the betrayal of the Firely Zhu family had turned out to be a good thing. Because of this, the other factions were so scared that they didn't dare to have any other thoughts. It was said that Qin Feng had single-handedly killed his way to the Firely city. Not only had he destroyed the Firely Zhu family, but he had also killed the people of the Red Flower Hall, the Yuan Continent's Shui family, the Celestial Crane Mountain, the Seven Stars Monastery, and many other factions. The sales of the Spirit Charge pill were still booming. The Huaxia Chamber of Commerce used this pill to immediately expand the market. Its reputation was different from before. There were even rumors that the 3 existing pill workshops in the northern Sand Continent were secretly helping the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. This made the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce the 4th pill workshop. But it was just a rumor. The Huaxia Chamber of Commerce was not given a real name in the Elixir Association. A month later, the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce was gradually on the right track. It had subdued more than 50 factions. Now, Qin Feng didn't need to take care of the Chamber of Commerce's affairs anymore. Qin Feng finally had some free time. He planned to go back to the Spirit Immortal Kingdom and then go to the White Spirit Mountain. But plans couldn't keep up with changes. Before he left the Pill City, he heard the news that the Merchant City Chamber of Commerce, which was held once every 5 years, was going to be held in the Merchant City. After coming to the Divine Continent, Qin Feng knew that every region would hold all kinds of social gatherings. Originally, he wasn't too interested in social gatherings. But this time, it was a Chamber of Commerce. It was a social gathering for all the major chambers of commerce in the northern Sand Continent. Qin Feng immediately thought of the system's mission about building the #1 Chamber of Commerce in the northern Sand Continent. The second side mission was to participate in a Chamber of Commerce social gathering and make a name for the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. As such, Qin Feng had no choice but to change his plan and rush to the Merchant City. This decision was too sudden. But Su Xuanfei and the others could understand. Now that Qin Feng was vigorously developing the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce, he couldn't miss a great opportunity like the Merchant City Chamber of Commerce. When Qin Feng left, Su Ruer walked him all the way to the entrance of the Pill City. Then, she hesitated to say something. But in the end, she didn't hear any sweet words from Qin Feng. She cursed him all the way back to the Square Tower. The Merchant City was like the Pill City. It was an independent market, and it gathered all the chambers of commerce in the northern Sand Continent. Qin Feng didn't go to the Merchant City directly. He realized that he had to pass by Fei City on the way. The Sea Medicine Sect's base was built in Fei City, so Qin Feng decided to go take a look. Is your sect leader Hua Fei here? In the afternoon, a young man stood in the Sea Medicine Sect and called out the sect leader's name. More than a dozen disciples in the store looked at him coldly. Someone shouted, "Why are you looking for our sect leader Hua? You don't have to ask so many questions. If he's here, just call him out," the young man said indifferently. His attitude was so overbearing that it made the disciples unhappy. The man who asked the question earlier had an even colder expression. His tone wasn't polite either. "Humph. Where did this little brat come from? Who do you think our sect leader Hua is? Is he someone you can see just because you say so?" If this was any other place, Qin Feng might have attacked immediately. This was a habit he had developed after coming to the Divine Continent. He would start a fight if there was a disagreement. But the Sea Medicine sect was one of the first few forces he had subdued. Huo Fei had performed well during this period of time. Not only did he help the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce recruit more than a dozen new forces, but he also made a name for the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce in Fei City. Because of this, Qin Feng decided to come and reward him. "I am the Grand Elder of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. Hurry and call Huo Fei out." Qin Feng's tone was cold. The dozen disciples in the store were frightened. Of course, they knew what the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce represented. It was the Chamber of Commerce that sect leader Hua had been working hard to develop. However, a few of them were still suspicious. Obviously, they thought that Qin Feng was too young and did not believe that he was the Grand Elder sent by the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. "What evidence do you have to prove your identity?" a disciple asked. Before Qin Feng could answer, a person rushed in from the backyard and scolded, "What kind of look is that? Hurry up and greet President Qin." Seeing the person, the disciples in the store immediately became very respectful. Hearing his words, everyone's eyes were filled with shock again. Qin Feng had claimed to be the Grand Elder of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce to keep a low profile, but sect leader Hua had called him President Qin. Could it be that this young man was the president of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce? "What are you waiting for? This is the president of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce, Qin Feng." Huo Fei was shocked. He did not expect Qin Feng to suddenly appear. The disciples finally came to their senses, but the shock in their eyes did not dissipate. They had long heard of Qin Feng's name, not only from the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce, but also from the Square Tower. He was an elixir king. Facing such a powerful person, the disciples of the Sea Medicine sect could not help but tremble, especially the guy who had tried to play tough with Qin Feng. He almost knelt down. "So it's President Qin. I didn't know about you earlier. Please forgive me, President Qin." The disciples of the Sea Medicine sect greet President Qin. Qin Feng did not care about the change in attitude of these disciples. He wanted to talk to Huo Fei alone, but at this moment, a group of cultivators rushed in. They were dressed in the same clothes. Obviously, they were disciples of the same sect or family. "Huo Fei, City Lord Fei gave you 3 days. Now that the time limit is up, you still have not removed the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce's signboard. Looks like the Sea Medicine sect does not want to stay in Fei City anymore." Chapter 1739. There were 8 people in total, all wearing black robes with the word Fei embroidered on their chests. Qin Feng didn't need to ask. Thinking of the name Fei City and the Fei family head, he understood that the Fei family was the manager of Fei City. But Qin Feng didn't care. Judging from their aura, the strongest one was only at the Buddha Light First Transformation realm. The rest were all Saint King realm cultivators. Qin Feng wasn't afraid, but it didn't mean the others weren't. The disciples of Sea Medicine sect looked serious. Some of them even had trembling legs. Even Huo Fei was a little worried, but he hid his nervousness in his eyes and heart. He didn't show it on the surface. "Fei Yunhu, our Sea Medicine sect has an important guest today. Let's talk tomorrow, Hua Fei said coldly. But the other didn't give him any face. The only Buddha Light Realm cultivator sneered, "Ha! Hua Fei, have you lost your mind? You are the sect master of Sea Medicine sect, but in front of the Fei family, you are less than dog shit. What right do you have to order me? I will give you one last incense stick of time. If you don't remove the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce's signboard, I will destroy your entire Sea Medicine sect." Hua Fei clenched his fists in anger at how arrogant these words were. But he suppressed his anger in the end. He was only at the peak of the 9th Saint King realm. He was no match for Fei Yunhu. He didn't plan on asking Qin Feng to help. After all, the Fei family was a 5-star family and the owner of Fei City. Even if Qin Feng could defeat these disciples, he wouldn't be able to escape the pursuit of the Fei family elders and sect master. But it was impossible for him to remove the signboard of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. He didn't see the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce as Qin Feng's force. He saw it as a force like Sea Medicine sect. Fei Yunhu, don't go too far. I have always done things according to the rules of Fei City and the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. Why do you have to cause trouble for the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce? Fei Yunhu sneered. The Huaxia Chamber of Commerce had become the most powerful chamber of commerce in Fei City. Not only did it sell pills, but it also sold arrayed discs and medicinal herbs. It even stole some of the Fei family's businesses. City Lord Fei naturally couldn't allow the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce to continue existing. However, he couldn't say this out loud. After all, City Lord Fei had already announced that in order to develop Fei City, cultivators and merchant associations from all over the world were welcome to settle down in Fei City. However, what they were doing now was different from what he had said. What's with all this nonsense? City Lord Fei's words are like an imperial edict. If you take off the token, you'd better act immediately. Otherwise, you'll have to bear the consequences. Fei Yunhu lost his patience, and a powerful aura shot out from his body. The disciples of the Sea Medicine sect were forced to take a few steps back. Even Hua Fei felt the immense pressure, but he forced himself to stand still. He would never back down in this matter. Hua Fei, you're courting death. Don't blame the Fei clan for not showing mercy. Fei Yunhu spoke as if he was in a difficult position, but in his heart, he had long wanted to slap Hua Fei to death. However, before he could make a move, an indifferent voice sounded. I just arrived in Fei City today and I don't want to cause any trouble. If you know what's good for you, get lost and I'll pretend this never happened. Everyone was shocked when they heard this. Fei Yunhu looked at Qin Feng in disbelief. Where did this brat come from? Looking at his age, he was at most a disciple of the Sea Medicine sect. Now that the sect leader of the Sea Medicine sect could not even protect himself, a mere disciple dared to stand out and say such ruthless words. You ignorant fool, do you think you have the right to speak here? Let me show you what I'm made of. A disciple of the Fei clan jumped out and stabbed at Qin Feng. The disciples of the Sea Medicine sect cried out involuntarily. The man who attacked had already stepped into the 9th Saint King realm, and his cultivation was the same as sect leader Hua Fei's. No one knew Qin Feng's realm, but looking at his age, they guessed that he was definitely not a match for the enemy. Clang! The expected loud noise did not appear. Instead, there was a crisp sound. When everyone saw the scene in front of them clearly, their eyes and jaws dropped to the ground. They saw that Qin Feng did not move at all. His left hand was still behind his back, and he only used 2 fingers of his right hand to clamp the ferocious long sword that was stabbing at him. The Fei clan disciple's face was flushed red. He was obviously using all his strength to push the long sword into Qin Feng's body, but the thin sword could not advance any further. Stinking brat, let go of me. The disciple felt humiliated, and he scolded angrily. Qin Feng smiled and said, "Your intelligence is really worrying. Do you think I will let go of my hand and let you kill me?" The disciple was choked by Qin Feng's words, and he could not retort for a long time. In a fit of anger, he tried to pull the sword out, but he found that he could not even pull it out. "I've already given you a chance to live. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish." The smile on Qin Feng's face suddenly disappeared, and his cold, expressionless face was like a demon from hell. An ominous feeling rose in the Fei clan disciple's heart, but before he could recover, a violent aura shot out from Qin Feng's palm and instantly sent him flying to the open space outside the door. Boom! This palm caused a huge commotion, and a few Fei clan disciples were pushed back a few steps by the aftershock. Even Fei Yunhu could not help but tilt his body, and his heart was filled with shock. "Elder Fei, junior brother Fei Jin is dead," someone shouted, and immediately, the Fei clan disciples were in an uproar. "Junior brother Fei Jin is dead. That brat dared to kill him. This is Fei City, the territory of the Fei clan. No one has dared to cause trouble in Fei City for dozens of years. Today, your sea medicine sect will not be able to escape destruction. Brat, kneel in front of junior brother Fei Zhen and kowtow to kill yourself as an apology. Otherwise, the Fei clan will make sure you die a horrible death." The Fei clan members were not afraid of Qin Feng killing Fei Zhen with one palm. Instead, they became extremely angry. This was Fei City, the territory of the Fei clan. As a 5-star sect, the Fei clan had many disciples and many Buddha-lite realm elders. Sect leader Fei had even stepped into the late-stage Buddha-lite realm, and it was only a matter of time before he broke through to the true spirit realm. With such a powerful force, who would take a mere Qin Feng seriously? Elder Fei, young hero Qin has just arrived in Fei City and did not know the situation of the Fei clan. Please forgive him, Elder Fei. Huo Fei had already run out to say a few words. When he saw that the Fei clan disciple was killed in the sea medicine sect, he could no longer remain calm. Humph. The disciple was killed, and you want to escape responsibility by saying that you did not know? What do you think the Fei clan is? Fei Yunhu scolded Huo Fei, then glared at Qin Feng and shouted, "What are you waiting for? Quickly kneel in front of Fei Zhen's disciple and kill yourself as an apology. Otherwise, if this matter is reported to the Fei clan leader, he will make sure you live a life worse than death." Qin Feng did not expect such a thing to happen as soon as he arrived in Fei City. However, he was not afraid. Wasn't it just a 5-star clan? He had destroyed many 5-star clans. Not long ago, he destroyed the Red Flower Hall and forced the Treasure Pill Tower to seal their mountain. Was the Fei clan more powerful than the Red Flower Hall and the Treasure Pill Tower? Chapter 1740. Are you sure you want me to do that? Qin Feng asked indifferently. Qin Feng's calm demeanor annoyed the Fei family disciples. At the same time, they were puzzled. Where did this kid come from? It seemed like he didn't care about the Fei family at all. Stop pretending. I've killed hundreds of pieces of trash like you. Do you think we Fei family disciples are scared? Fei Yunhu scolded coldly. As soon as he finished speaking, there was a sudden gust of wind. The Fei family disciples didn't even see what happened, but Fei Yunhu's body split open and he fell to the ground. Elder Fei. Are you okay? Who dared to attack Elder Fei? You people from Sea Medicine sect must be tired of living. I just saw that kid's palm move. He dared to attack Elder Fei. Let's kill him together. These Fei family disciples were used to being arrogant in Fei City. They even forgot that Fei Yunhu was a Buddha light transformation cultivator, which was much higher than them. Even Fei Yunhu was killed without anyone knowing. How could they be Qin Feng's match? 7 disciples attacked at the same time. The aura was quite frightening. The sea medicine sect disciples suddenly became nervous. With their cultivation, they naturally didn't notice that Fei Yunhu was killed by Qin Feng. They were puzzled and worried. Puchi. Then, they heard the crisp sound of skin being sliced through the air. This time, everyone could see clearly. Qin Feng stood in front of the crowd and waved his hands lightly. Countless wind blades were shot out and densely packed together like spider webs, filling up the space. There wasn't even a Buddha light transformation cultivator among the Fei family disciples. Under Qin Feng's attack, some of them didn't even know how they died. 2 Saint King Realm 9th Realm cultivators tried to dodge, but they were surrounded by wind blades. There was no way out. In a few breaths, the Fei family disciples who had been arrogant just a moment ago were all lying in pools of blood. None of them could even breathe. These people were all Saint King Realm masters, but they were instantly killed by Qin Feng. Even though they saw it with their own eyes, the sea medicine sect disciples couldn't accept it. President Qin, I'm afraid we're in trouble now. Huo Fei woke up with a start, and his thick brows knitted together tightly. He knew that Qin Feng had already stepped into the early stage of the Buddha light realm, so it was not surprising that he could kill these Fei family's disciples. However, he was not happy at all. He had completely offended the Fei clan of Fei City. The other disciples woke up one after another, and immediately realized the seriousness of the problem. The joy in everyone's hearts vanished like smoke in thin air, and all of them had a bitter look on their faces, not knowing what to do. Qin Feng could not be bothered to look at the dead Fei family disciple. He strode out of Sea Medicine sect and said, "Where is the Fei family? Let's go and kill them now." These words were absolutely heroic, but none of the disciples of the Sea Medicine sect were hot-blooded. They were cultivators who lived in Fei City all year round and were used to being oppressed by the Fei family. Their mindset was set in stone that they could offend anyone but the Fei family. Chairman Qin, our Sea Medicine sect is too small. We are no match for the Fei family. Since President Qin is the founder of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce, please take us out of Fei City. From now on, the disciples of the Sea Medicine sect will follow you. Sect leader Huo Fei, let's leave Fei City. The disciples were all afraid, and they did not want to stay in Fei City for another minute. The fight just now was huge, and many cultivators who came to buy things saw it. They believed that in less than half an hour, the news would reach the ears of the Fei family. Chairman Qin, it is not that my men are afraid of death, but the Fei family is too powerful. Should we escape from Fei City immediately? After thinking for a while, even Huo Fei wanted to leave. Qin Feng acted as if he did not hear his suggestion and asked, "What realm is the city lord of Fei City in now?" Rumor has it that he has entered the later stage of the Buddha light realm. If he wants to enter the true spirit realm, it is only a matter of time, Huo Fei said truthfully. Qin Feng let out a sigh of relief. If City Lord Fei had already entered the true spirit realm, then it would be troublesome to deal with him. After all, Qin Feng didn't have the rank 5 trap formation anymore. It would be unrealistic for him to kill City Lord Fei with his 100-mile sniper rifle. However, the later stage of the Buddha light realm was not enough to suppress Qin Feng. Even if he could not kill City Lord Fei, he could still suppress him. All disciples of the Sea Medicine sect stay at home. Huo Fei, come with me to the Fei family. We will depart now. Qin Feng gave the order. The disciples of the Sea Medicine sect could not understand what he was thinking, but seeing sect leader Huo Fei leave, no one dared to persuade him. Qin Feng had been to many markets in the North Sand continent. The scale of Fei City was similar to Luo City, where he had first settled down. However, the city lord of Luo City, Qi Tsang, was only in the early stage of the Buddha light realm, and could not compare to the city lord of Fey City. Qin Feng quickly found out the reason. The spirit energy in Fey City was much denser than in Luo City, so the forces fighting for the territory here were naturally stronger. When the two of them arrived at the gate of the Fey family, they saw hundreds of disciples of the Fey family gathered outside. There were also a few people who looked like elders standing at the front, looking like they were going to fight. Suddenly, someone in the crowd shouted, "Great Elder Fei Shan, the sect leader of the Sea Medicine sect, Hua Fei, that bastard is here." This sentence caused the crowd to explode. The reason they had gathered outside the gate was because they had just received news that a disciple of the Fei family had been killed in the Sea Medicine sect. They were about to go and raze the Sea Medicine sect to the ground, but the sect leader had come to them. No one thought that Hua Fei was here to kill the Fei family, unless he was tired of living. As for Qin Feng, who was standing beside Hua Fei, he was completely ignored. This young man was obviously a disciple of the Fei family. The great elder leading the group was stunned, but he quickly recovered and shouted with a cold face, "Hua Fei, you really have the guts to kill a disciple of the Fei family in Fei City. Now that things have happened, what's the use of coming here to apologize?" Today, the Sea Medicine sect asked for death. Don't blame the Fei family for not showing mercy. Hua Fei's face was solemn. Even though he had followed Qin Feng here, he was still thinking of ways to reconcile with the Fei family. He had never thought of becoming an enemy of the Fei family. But looking at Fei Shan's aura, there was an 80% chance of reconciliation. Hua Fei regretted telling Qin Feng to leave Fei City immediately. Great Elder Fei Shan, Hua Fei tried to say something nice to ease the atmosphere, but he was interrupted by Qin Feng. "You're thinking too much, old man. We're not here to beg for mercy, we're here to negotiate with the Fei family." If Qin Feng didn't say anything, he would have been forgotten by everyone. His sudden words stunned all the disciples of the Fei family. Fei Shan suddenly shouted, "Who do you think you are? Do you think you have the right to speak here? You killed a disciple of the Fei family, and you dare to negotiate with the Fei family? I think water must have gotten into your brain." Chapter 1741. Even Hua Fei thought Qin Fen had lost his mind, let alone Fei Shan. This was the base of the Fei family, a 5-star family. He and Qin Fen were helpless. How could they talk nonsense here? What nonsense are you talking about? What right do you have to negotiate with the Fei family? Fei Shan was enraged. The Fei family disciples behind him looked even more ferocious, ready to tear Qin Fen to pieces at any moment. Qin Fen didn't seem to hear them and said, "Today, a Fei family disciple caused trouble at the Sea Medicine sect and was killed by me. This has seriously affected the business of the Sea Medicine sect and the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. Sect leader Hua and I are here to ask for an explanation. How do you plan to compensate us for our losses?" There was a sudden silence, and the atmosphere was strange. The Fei family disciples looked at Qin Fen as if he was an idiot. Even Hua Fei looked at Qin Fen suspiciously, wondering if Chairman Qin had taken the wrong medicine today. Ha! Ha! You killed a Fei family disciple, and you dare to come here and ask for compensation. Ha ha ha! I think you've lived long enough. Fei Shan laughed like a madman. Halfway through his laughter, he suddenly attacked Qin Feng with his palm. A gust of wind rose from the ground, and before Hua Fei could react, he was pushed away by Qin Feng's palm. Then, the ground where Hua Fei was standing was blasted into a crater. Just the shockwave alone was enough to suffocate him. Fei Shan forgot to continue his attack and stared blankly at Qin Fen, who had already retreated tens of meters away. "You are not from the Sea Medicine sect. Where did you come from?" Fei Shan had a bad feeling. Qin Fen was so young, but he was so strong. He had to be worried. I never said I was from the sea medicine sect. I am the chairman of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. Today, I came to pay a visit to see what the Fei family is. How dare they obstruct the development of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce? Qin Fen's every word was domineering, and many of the Fei family's disciples were stunned. What is this Huaxia Chamber of Commerce? Is it really that powerful? The Huaxia Chamber of Commerce was still in its infancy. Although it was not as famous as before, it was still unknown in the North Sand continent. Especially in a place like Pace City where information was not advanced, they had no idea what the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce was. The Fei family even thought that the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce was a force established by the Haiyao sect. What bullshit Huaxia Chamber of Commerce? You're nothing more than an ant in the eyes of the 5-star Fei clan. Since you killed a disciple of the Fei clan, you should break your own limbs and kowtow to the dead disciple as an apology. After confirming Qin Feng's identity, Fei Shan's apprehension disappeared. He originally thought that Qin Feng was a disciple of some great sect for his young age to have such a high cultivation level. Now, it seemed like he was overthinking. Looks like we can't come to an agreement. We have to fight, Qin Feng said. Several of the Fei family Saint King Realm disciples had long been unhappy with Yang Kai, and at this moment, they couldn't hold back any longer. 7 or 8 figures flew over and attacked without hesitation. Rumble. The ground where Qin Feng stood was blasted into a crater, but he was nowhere to be seen. The 7 or 8 disciples frowned as they sensed an aura of death looming over them. However, when they looked around, they couldn't see any attacks. Not good, there's a hidden saber chi, retreat quickly. Fei Shan suddenly let out a strange cry, but it was too late. The invisible saber landed on the bodies of the Fei family disciples with a loud bang, but the disciples still couldn't see where the saber chi was hidden. They could only watch helplessly as cracks appeared on their bodies and they fell to the ground one by one. Some disciples tried to escape, but there seemed to be hidden murderous intent all around them. Taking a step back only made their deaths more tragic. The air was filled with the strong smell of blood, and the cruel scene caused the other Fei family disciples to tremble in fear. The arrogant look on many people's faces disappeared and their eyes were filled with fear. Even Great Elder Fei Shan's heart skipped a beat. He could kill 7 or 8 Saint King Realm cultivators in an instant, but he couldn't do it like Qin Fen without leaving a trace. You arrogant disciple, how dare you act so presumptuously in front of the Fei family's gate? If I don't kill you today, I'll be the Fei family's great elder in vain. Although he had some apprehension in his heart, Fei Shan had already lost his mind. With a roar, he appeared in front of Qin Feng and slammed his palm down, creating a violent gust of wind. Qin Feng had already seen through Fei Shan's cultivation. He should have just stepped into the 5th transformation Buddha light. Although he was only at the 2nd transformation Buddha light, he could fight against a Buddha light intermediate stage cultivator. With the help of the array, he could even kill an ordinary 9th transformation Buddha light cultivator. Rumble. Qin Feng didn't retreat at all. Instead, he punched the air. Suddenly, the weather changed. Thunder rumbled in the sky, and several lightning bolts shot out from Qin Feng's fist, forming an electric dragon in the air in front of him. Fei Shan's palm vortex was quickly pierced through, and his expression changed drastically. As he retreated, he sent out a few more palm strikes. When these palm strikes landed, the dazzling lightning finally dimmed. Both sides had already retreated to one side and were staring at each other from afar. The atmosphere became quiet again. The Fei family disciples' jaws dropped to the ground. The exchange just now seemed to be a draw, but everyone knew that Great Elder Fei Shan was at a disadvantage. When they looked at Qin Feng again, the expressions on the faces of the Fei family disciples changed drastically. How could such an unremarkable young man possess such terrifying strength? Have you thought about how to compensate the Huaxia Commerce and Sea Medicine sect for their losses? You should know that my patience is limited, Qin Feng said coldly. When he said these words before, everyone laughed at him. Even Huo Fei didn't dare to believe it. Now, no one would look down on these words. The Fei family members felt like they had just woken up from a dream. This kid was really here to negotiate. You little grandson, do you really think I can't beat you? I only used 70% of my strength before. Now, I'll show you my power. Fei Shan felt like he was slapped in the face and attacked again in anger. However, Qin Feng didn't retreat. Seeing his opponent's attack coming closer, he said indifferently, so you used 70% of your strength. I only used 50%. Rumble. As soon as he finished speaking, Qin Feng sent out a palm strike. The two palms were still a dozen meters away from each other, but two powerful auras had already collided in midair. Inside Qin Feng's palm was a ball of blue flame. However, the flame was so weak that Fei Shan didn't notice it until it was about to reach his palm. However, it was this inconspicuous flame that shot up 10 meters into the air. An unprecedented aura of death shot out and scared Fei Shan so much that he immediately retreated. Chapter 1742. Even though he retreated immediately, Fei Shan's clothes were still set ablaze. He could feel the endless danger hidden within the fire, as if it was going to devour his soul. Fei Shan didn't dare to be careless. He immediately took off his clothes and glared at Qin Feng from afar, not daring to come any closer. The spirit sunflower disappeared in a flash, but it caused the surrounding temperature to rise sharply. However, no one in the Fei family could recognize the spirit sunflower. Even Fei Shan could only guess that the spirit sunflower was a type of heavenly flame, but he wasn't sure. The Fei family's disciples, who were originally aggressive and ready to attack Sea Medicine sect, were now like frozen eggplants. Even Great Elder Fei Shan wasn't a match for the young man in front of them, so they didn't even have the courage to attack. Before this, Huo Feilai didn't expect the situation to develop to such an extent even if he was beaten to death. He couldn't help but recall the rumors of Qin Fen annihilating several major powers in Lifire City 2 months ago. He initially thought that Qin Fen had a helper to help him, but now it seemed that Qin Fen might have killed his way there alone. Stinking brat, the Fei family has no grudges with you. If you leave now, the Fei family will pretend that nothing happened. Fei Shan's attitude changed again and again. He was afraid of Qin Feng and didn't even have the courage to fight him. Huo Fei and the disciples of the Fei family were stunned by Qin Fen's words. Qin Fen continued, "You still don't understand the situation. I've already said that I'm here to negotiate with the Fei family. If you don't give me an explanation, don't blame me for killing you all." The Fei family members' expressions changed drastically. From this moment on, they finally realized the danger of being annihilated. At this time, a gust of wind blew from the Fei family's base. Before Qin Feng could see the face of the newcomer, he felt a violent energy explode in front of him. The flat ground instantly exploded into a giant pit. An old, dignified voice came from the sky. "How dare you grandchildren cause trouble at the Fei family? Do you really think there's no one left in the Fei family?" Huo Fei's expression changed. This was the voice of Fei City's city lord, Fei Baisong. "This is great. The sect master is out of seclusion. Humph. How dare you kill a Fei family disciple in front of the Fei family? Today will be the day you die." The Sea Medicine sect and the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce are just like ants in front of the Fei clan. Because of Fei Baisong's appearance, the disciples who had been scared to the point of not daring to speak began to jump up and down again. A figure landed in front of the crowd. He wore a white robe with the word Fey embroidered on his chest. He had white hair and a youthful complexion. He stood with his hands behind his back. Qin Feng stood on his golden flying sword and hovered in midair. He had almost been hit by the old man's sudden palm attack. The first thing he did was check the other party's aura. He felt that it was as steady as the sea, but he couldn't see through it. "Are you City Lord Fei?" Qin Feng quickly calmed himself down and regained his composure. Fei Baisong was somewhat surprised in his heart. He was, after all, a late-stage Buddha light-stage cultivator and the Fei City Lord of this generation. Even the sect master of a small force like Huo Fei would feel reverence in his heart when he saw him. He didn't expect that a young junior who didn't even look 30 years old would have no reaction at all. "You killed the Fei clan's disciples today. According to the rules of Fei City, you will not be able to escape death. Seeing that you are only a grandson, I won't do it myself. You can take your own life." Fei Baisong didn't even answer Qin Feng's question. He gave the order with a lofty attitude. However, what he waited for wasn't Qin Feng taking his own life. There was a sudden gust of wind in the air, and a white light shot towards him. "How dare you sneak attack me, Ant?" The Fei clan's disciples didn't even notice the cloud-piercing arrow. Fei Baisong moved sideways and easily dodged it. A loud sound came from behind him. The cloud-piercing arrow landed on the Fei clan's city wall and blasted a huge hole. Qin Feng quickly launched a new attack after his first attack missed. He didn't dare to be careless in front of a late-stage Buddha light-stage cultivator. He didn't hold back any of his moves. Rumble. Thunder roared again, and a lightning sword instantly condensed in midair. This was the power of Qin Feng's Thunder Heaven Technique's second form, Thunder Transformation. The Fei Shan Grand Elder didn't even have the slightest bit of temper. Fei Baisong's expression changed when he saw the lightning sword, but he quickly regained his composure. He didn't even bother dodging. He casually swatted with his palm, and a violent aura condensed into a palm print that instantly scattered the lightning sword. There were still some shockwaves that hadn't dissipated, and Qin Feng fell to the ground. The moment he fell, he urged his flying sword to retreat. Just as his figure was in mid-air, the ground exploded again. Rumble. The loud noises outside the Fei clan continued without end. Fei Baisong, who caused all this, stood to the side as if he didn't see anything. This once again made Qin Feng realize the difference between a late-stage and mid-stage Buddha light-stage cultivator. They were on two completely different levels. Qin Feng even had the upper hand when he fought against Fei Shan, who had 5 Buddha light changes. Now that he was fighting Fei Baisong, he felt powerless in just a few moves. Humph. A mere mid-stage Buddha light-stage cultivator dares to cause trouble at the Fei clan and even boast about starting a massacre in the Fei clan. This old man's teeth are going to fall out from laughing. After a round of fighting, Fei Baisong didn't put Qin Feng in his eyes anymore. He was even a little suspicious. Fei Shan should have been able to take down this brat with his strength, so why did he let this guy be so arrogant until now? Qin Feng was able to suppress Fei Shan because he used the Heavenly Spirit Sunflower Fire, but he didn't dare to take it out in front of Fei Baisong. Fei Shan and the other disciples probably didn't know what the Heavenly Spirit Sunflower was, but Fei Baisong might recognize it. The Fei clan was much more powerful than Qin Feng had imagined. He realized that he had to use the 100-mile light sniper to intimidate Fei Baisong. However, before he could take out the sniper, Little Pig's voice sounded in his mind. "Master, try using the Zhenyi sword and use your divine sense to suppress Fei Baisong." Qin Feng had fused the Zhenyi sword with the soul-devouring eye not long ago to create the new Zhenyi sword, but he hadn't tested the power of the new sword yet. After Little Pig's reminder, a glimmer of hope rose in Qin Feng's heart. He knew that the Jin Yi sword could remove the seal on the map of Violet Cloud Valley. This meant that the Jin Yi sword's divine sense attack had reached the strength of a late-stage true spirit realm cultivator. It shouldn't be a problem to use it against a late-stage Buddha light realm cultivator. Just as this thought appeared, an aura of death enveloped him. It turned out that Fei Baisong had attacked again. He only pointed a few times in the air, but dozens of sword rays surged towards him. The sword rays seemed to condense into a solid form and concealed a surging killing intent. They were as fast as flying swords. It could be seen that Fei Baisong's seemingly simple move was a high-level sword martial technique. Rumble. Chapter 1743. Fei Baisong's killing intent rose. Without giving Qin Feng a chance to catch his breath, his skinny finger tapped a few times in the air, and dozens of sword rays shot out. Roar! Qin Feng hurriedly swung his sword, but it was not the Jin Yi sword. A dragon's roar sounded in the air, and countless silver sword rays rose. When the two waves of sword qi collided in the sky, violent explosions occurred one after another. The sword light exploded like fireworks in the sky. Seeing that his attack was blocked, Fei Baisong's face darkened. His cold eyes scanned the Dragon Cry sword, and he recognized it as a true weapon-grade sword. I'm getting more and more interested in your identity. Reaching the Buddha Light intermediate stage at such a young age, and possessing a true weapon-grade sword. Who are you? Fei Baisong couldn't help but worry. With Qin Feng's strength and wealth, he was at least a core disciple of a 5-star sect or family. Although the Fei family was also a 5-star family, they barely squeezed in. Compared to the powerful 5-star families and sects in the northern Sand Continent, the Fei family of Fei City was nothing. I am the president of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce, Qin Feng. Seeing that Fei Baisong had stopped, Qin Feng also stopped temporarily. If his name could intimidate the Fei family, that would be for the best. The Fei family disciples were all muttering Qin Feng's name in their hearts. It sounded very familiar. Suddenly, someone exclaimed. Qin Feng. You are the Elixir King Qin Feng who made the Spirit Surge pill appear again. It can't be him, right? Rumor has it that young hero Qin Feng is the youngest Elixir King in the northern Sand Continent, and has close ties with the Square Tower. He also seems to have a heavenly flame. I know, the flame he used was a heavenly flame. He really is Qin Feng. That's all old news. I heard that the treasure pill tower sealing their mountain not long ago had something to do with Qin Feng. Instantly, the crowd was filled with chatter. Qin Feng's name had spread far and wide in the northern Sands region. However, Fei City was too far away from Pill City, so the news of the treasure pill tower sealing their mountain and the Spiritual Pill Association and Immortal Herb Gates and Panacea Association's visit to apologize was not clear. After learning of Qin Feng's identity, Fei Baisong's eyes flashed with shock. He didn't think that the Fei family would offend such a god of plague. It was said that wherever this brat called Qin Feng went, trouble followed. However, as the lord of a city, how could Fei Baisong shrink back just because of Qin Feng's name? What's more, Qin Feng had killed several Fei family disciples in front of the Fei family's gates. If they let this matter rest, what prestige would the Fei family have in Fei City? Since you're considered a big shot, I, Fei Baisong, will give you face today. As long as you leave behind 10 million upper spiritual stones and withdraw the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce from Fei City, this matter will be resolved. Fei Baisong stated his conditions. Huo Fei was dumbfounded. When he saw Qin Feng killing the Fei family's disciples, he couldn't relax at all. He thought that both he and Qin Feng were going to die today. He didn't expect City Lord Fei to take a step back. Huo Fei could still afford to pay 10 million upper spiritual stones. As for withdrawing the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce from Fei City, although he was a little unwilling, it was nothing compared to his life. Just as Huo Fei was about to comply, he heard Qin Feng say indifferently, "The Fei family disciples rashly went to the sea medicine sect to cause trouble. They deserve to be killed by me. As for the disciples outside the wall who attacked me first, I was just defending myself and killed them. Today's matter, sect leader Hua and I didn't do anything wrong. It was your Fei family who bullied the weak and acted like a tyrant. We'll do as you say. The Fei family will compensate me and the sea medicine sect with 10 million upper spiritual stones each. In the future, you will not hinder the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce's development in Fei City." Qin Feng's words made everyone dumbfounded. The Fei family disciples looked at him as if he was an idiot. Even if his status wasn't low, he shouldn't be this arrogant. "How dare you? You killed my Fei family disciples, and you still dare to ask for compensation from us. I'm only giving you face out of kindness. Since you don't know what's good for you, I want to see what you can do." Fei Baisong was completely enraged. There was no way he would accept Qin Feng's suggestion. The reason he gave in wasn't because he was afraid of Qin Feng, but because he was afraid of Qin Feng's master, Long Qianjun. Perhaps the Fei family disciples hadn't heard that Long Qianjun had taken Qin Feng as a disciple, but Fei Baisong had. Now that Qin Feng was in Fei City, as long as he killed him and sealed off the news, Long Qianjun wouldn't be able to find him. Thinking of this, Fei Baisong's eyes suddenly flashed with murderous intent. The Fei family was built in a remote valley in the innermost part of Fei City so that their cultivation wouldn't be disturbed. He didn't expect this location to be the perfect place to kill someone. Fei Baisong used his divine sense to scan the area. There were no outsiders in a radius of 10 miles. Whoosh! Before he could make a move, Qin Feng suddenly stabbed with his sword. He had been watching Fei Baisong's every move. When the murderous intent appeared in this person's eyes, Qin Feng knew what he was thinking. Hundreds of sword energies were released in an instant, but the Fei family disciples couldn't see them at all. The shadowless sword technique that Qin Feng used was something he had secretly learned from Broken Heng Mountain and had been modified into the shadowless blade. However, this tried and tested sword technique was ineffective in front of Fei Baisong. The old man only paused for a moment before immediately slapping his palm forward. Under the violent wind from his palm, the sword energies instantly dissipated like an egg hitting a rock. Qin Feng didn't panic because of this. This was within his expectations. The shadowless sword technique was good for trapping low-level cultivators, but it was completely useless in front of a Buddha Light Realm late-stage cultivator. The reason he used this technique was to confuse Fei Baisong. Qin Feng's plan was obviously effective. Fei Baisong thought this was his trump card and flew forward while laughing wildly. "Ha! You have the nerve to use this kind of trick. You should just die in peace." Fei Baisong's palms carried an incomparably violent aura. The Fei family disciples were dumbfounded. This was the first time they saw the city lord use his full strength. Huo Fei was full of anxiety. Even though he was standing dozens of meters away, he could feel the ferocious attack in the air. Could Qin Feng withstand this move? Qin Feng was in the center of the explosion. He really couldn't withstand it anymore. He had no choice but to put on the half-repaired water spirit true armor. Seeing Fei Baisong's figure getting closer and closer, Qin Feng suddenly stabbed out with his sword. Similarly, hundreds of sword energies flew out in an instant. Fei Baisong didn't retreat at all. A playful smile appeared on his old face. He had broken Qin Feng's sword technique with one palm earlier. He didn't expect this brat to use the same move in a life-and-death situation. It seemed like he had really used up all his trump cards. Rumble. The sword energies couldn't withstand a single blow from the palm and instantly dissipated. Fei Baisong's expression changed greatly. He immediately withdrew his attack. He suddenly felt as if his brain was being pricked by needles. His sea of consciousness was temporarily disrupted. This sudden situation was really strange. It was Fei Baisong's first time experiencing it. Seeing the attack suddenly weaken, Qin Feng knew that the Zhenyi sword's divine sense attack was effective. However, he was somewhat disappointed. The power of the divine sense attack didn't seem to be as strong as he had imagined. Master. What was left on the map of Violet Cloud Valley was only a trace of a true spirit realm cultivator's divine sense. It was like a dead object. Fei Baisong, on the other hand, is a living Buddha light late-stage cultivator. That's why he could detect and dodge the divine sense attack. Little Pig quickly explained. Qin Feng originally thought that if the Zhenyi sword could break the seal on the map of Violet Cloud Valley, it meant that the divine sense attack had reached the level of a true spirit realm cultivator's divine sense. Now that he heard Little Pig's explanation, he finally understood. Master, you can continue to use your divine sense to attack Fei Baisong. He clearly fears this kind of attack, Little Pig added. Qin Feng also saw this point. Otherwise, Fei Baisong wouldn't have suddenly withdrawn his attack. If he hadn't retreated, Qin Feng would probably have been slapped to death. After understanding the situation, Qin Feng didn't give Fei Baisong a chance to catch his breath. He swung his sword again, causing waves of sword cries. The Fei family disciples couldn't see the sword chi, but they could feel the danger around them. Even Hu Fei, a 9th-stage Saint King, couldn't see it clearly. However, he still vaguely grasped the trajectory of the dozens of sword chi. Fei Baisong didn't care about the power of the invisible sword at all. However, he didn't dare to underestimate this sword skill anymore. He still couldn't understand why his divine sense was disrupted. Could it be that it was the effect of this sword skill? Fei Baisong found it hard to believe. With just a simple palm strike, the invisible sword was instantly dispersed. However, a hidden energy collided with Fei Baisong's divine sense. Once again, he felt a sharp pain in his brain. This time, his divine sense disappeared for a long time. This feeling made Fei Baisong feel incomparable fear. It should be known that after stepping into the late stage of the Buddha light stage, the use of divine sense became incomparably important. Fei Baisong had used his divine sense to sense the existence of the invisible sword. Now that his divine sense had disappeared, his combat strength had decreased by at least half. However, the trouble had only just begun. Several more powerful divine senses rushed over. Fei Baisong tried to block them, but he found that he couldn't block them at all. His brain felt like it had been pierced by hundreds of long needles. Fei Baisong roared in pain. The Fei family disciples and Hu Fei were dumbfounded. They didn't see any injuries on Fei Baisong's body, so they didn't know what he was screaming about. City Lord, are you alright? Fei Shan asked. Fei Baisong didn't even have the time to talk to him. He circulated the energy in his body to block the attacks of the invisible sword. Originally, under the detection of his divine sense, these invisible swords had nowhere to hide. Now that his divine sense had disappeared, he was like a headless fly that was randomly attacking. What kind of technique is this? This was the first time Fei Baisong felt fear and dread. He didn't think that Qin Feng would actually learn such a strange divine sense attack. If he continued to fight with Qin Feng, would his divine sense be damaged? Moreover, the northern sand continent didn't have any pills that could heal the divine sense. Once the divine sense was damaged, a cultivator's realm would forever be stagnant. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.